to a new stream. Today we'll be watching together Masters Coliseum 7, herO Solar, MARU Dark, and the winner of these matches against one another. It's the lower bracket round 6. No, sorry, lower bracket round of 6, lower bracket round 2. Qualifying for the lower bracket semifinals into the lower bracket finals. Lower bracket finals will be played tomorrow, and the finals will be played the day after. No, wait, we only have 2 matches today. They just changed that. I legit checked this like 5 seconds ago. Okay, so we only have 2 best of 7s today. Or maybe I misread, also possible. Probably more likely. All right. Let me set up everything I need to set up. Good morning. Hey, what's up, Dylan Knighting? I was here before you, nerd. Just did it. Type. Very nice. Lovely to see. So hopefully it's going to be an epic day of video gaming. That's what I'm here for, at least. Let's see. Yep, that seems good. Just gonna check something real fast. Just gonna check something real quick. Oh, bring me down. It's my birthday, Harstem. Can you wish me a happy birthday? My name's Cody. Happy birthday, Cody. Good job. Still not digging the sunlight, I see. No, I never enjoyed it. Sunlight, the problem with sunlight is that it's inconsistent, thus ruining, you know, the natural light that I want to, you know, I want to have some type of light, consistent lighting in my room. I don't want to have to constantly change camera settings and that type of stuff. It's super annoying. When do the game start? 3 minutes from now. Couldn't find the gold chain. Did I promise a gold chain with a turtleneck today? I think I did. I actually couldn't find the gold chain though. I also was too lazy to put on the turtleneck. I just wore the same sweater as yesterday. What is the general consensus on that, by the way? Like how long are we allowed to wear clothes in a row? Do we have some type of consensus on that or no? I'm not entirely sure what the correct number is there. Is a game I just played. 6K player. Sad. Like it obviously differs per clothing piece. Sometimes I get criticized for wearing the same thing twice in a row while streaming. It's like that it's wrong. But I feel like I can wear a sweater like 5 days in a row. And as long as it isn't dirty, I don't think that's so disgusting. I think with stuff that touches your body directly, I think 2-3 days is the max. It's like underwear and socks every day. But everything else, I think 2-3 days is probably fine. Unless it gets disgusting because you spill something on it. Since you present yourself on a live stream 2 days in a row until people subtly judge you. Yeah, I feel like I should just buy the same clothes. This is what I do for the gym as well. I have 7 of the same shorts, all black, just the exact same that I bought. And I have 2 types of sweatpants that I wear to the gym, but they're the same. So I always wear the exact same thing to the gym. Very similar things depending on the weather. The only thing that changes is the shirt. So I feel like either people think that I'm really disgusting and always wear the same thing, or they realize that I have multiple things of the same thing, which makes more sense to me. Oh, the countdown just got extended, by the way. We're going to need to fill another 10 minutes here. My bad. I can coach you how to be a successful YouTuber. I'll even give you a discount. Let me check out your channel. Avio Miera. One video showing off your Pokemon cards collection with 162 views. Filmed on a phone. I think I'm going to skip, even with the discount. Not even 6 a.m. there. Nah, love to see it. They're literally the same pants. So I have 7 black shorts that are literally all the same. I bought 2 pairs. No, I bought 1 pair first, and then I liked them. And I was thinking to myself, why would I not just buy more of them? So I bought 3 more, and then I bought 4 more. I have 8. Yeah, 8, not 7. Of legit the same shorts. But some of them are like just for the future, you know? Because eventually they might run out, or there'll be a tear in it or something, you know? So I'm just going to have... there's one thing that I regret very little in my life, but I regret not stocking up on things that I like. In like wearable products, basically. So I have these... I can't even recall what they're called now. It's a type of uncaged shoe. I think it's this one. Adidas Uncaged. This might actually be it. Is it back? No, yes, for 337 euros. So here, look at this. I'm not sure if this is the exact shoe. It's hard to see sometimes. I think it's this one, actually. It's I can show you guys here. Because now you guys are confused what I'm talking about. So this. So I think it's this shoe. I still have the pair downstairs, so I can check exactly. Or this one. And let's see. I don't want to place a bit. Yeah, so these shoes, they're not being produced anymore. I have a size 43 1/3 or a size 44. So at this point, I need to pay around 350 euros to get this pair of shoes. This is my favorite pair of shoes that I've ever owned. Not because they look nice, although I think they look cool. It's because they were very comfortable. I don't think this is the correct shoe, by the way. The actual one, I'm not sure which one it is. It's not this either. And I tried multiple Ultra Boost afterwards, and they don't feel the same. This shoe was so nice to walk in. This is not the correct shoe, though. I have it downstairs. I'm too lazy to get it. But I completely wore it down. And I will forever regret not just buying 20 of those or 15 of those so that I'm set up for the rest of my life. I knew when I wore this shoe for like the first month that I never wanted a different shoe again. I should have bought way more. And then they lasted me for 3.5 years or so. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to buy them again. And they weren't there anymore. And they have an improved version, but the improved version is worse. It doesn't feel as good. Like it's I don't know. This is my favorite shoe of all time. And I'm never going to be capable of getting it again. I sent emails to Adidas. I could get it, but I think the problem is if I buy, I think it's too much. I think I bought it originally for $140. I'm not going to pay triple the price for the same shoe. Like, it's not that much better. You know, I just loved how it felt. But I think it's not worth, a shoe is never worth 350 for me because I don't, you know, so yeah. I'm going to get my phone. One second. So yeah, I really do regret that. There are not many things I regret, but that's actually something I really regret. I should have bought this shoe like 40 times. The thing is, even like I could have just resold it. The shoe was very popular. I used to go into stores looking for it. Like sometimes they had it on like the sales rack, or they thought, but never in my size, because my size is very popular as well. So got taken out real fast. God, I'm so sad about this. I don't think this is the correct shoe though. I haven't worn it in so long now. I need to refamiliarize myself with the exact model. Freaking $350. It says last sale 97, but that's not going to be the case. Look at this. Freaking 337 euros for this shoe. What a beauty it was though. I think it's this one. Just not the correct, I think it's this one, just not the correct color. I could be wrong. Life's not fair. Let's see what we have here. 336. Still 3 minutes to kill, friends. I bought a black pair to replace my old pair and because I wear them for work. No Bull is a really good brand of shoes. Sorry, I just tuned in. The problem is that I find it impossible to know if a shoe is going to be good until I tested it for like a couple of weeks. So this is why buying shoes sucks so much. It's a little bit like buying a mattress. Like you can't test a mattress because they don't allow you to sleep for 3 weeks in the bed in the store, you know, which is ideally what you do if you buy a mattress. So you have to trust that the quality of a product is good. And on top of that, that you're going to like it because a lot of this stuff is personal preference. And this is why I think when you find something that you really like on these test products, I think you should just get 4 of them immediately. If you have like with mattresses, that's not doable because mattresses are really expensive. Well, depends on what type of mattress you buy, and also they're too big, so you can't store them properly. And also I think with mattresses, the turnover time of a certain mattress to the next one is much longer than it is with shoes, for example. So maybe it's not as useful there. But with shoes, like if I go into a store and I buy a pair of shoes, like the only thing I can do at that point is wear them for like 50 meters. Like I can barely turn. They don't allow you to take them out on the street. The environment in the shoe store, they do this. It's usually a little bit rubbery as well. So it feels like your step has more bounce. So it's very different already from what's going to happen outside on the street, you know, how it's going to feel and how's it going to feel after walking in it for 4 hours. Are they still, you know, breathing as much as you want them to? Do they feel as comfortable? Do they give enough support? Like none of these things you can figure out on the spot. You're just buying blind, which I think why brands do so well with shoes, because people trust a brand, which is also stupid because different types of shoes, different models, they're so different. Cast iron cooking pan spots are like this. Buy them for life. So once you have one that you like, you just buy like 6 of them or what? Expensive mattresses are like the most overrated thing ever. I don't know enough about mattresses. I remember when I went to buy a mattress, I did a lot of research into the world of the mattresses. AKA I visited the mattress subreddit, and there they had like a bunch of parameters that you could judge it by to see what the quality actually was. And I remember them saying that a lot of A brands, actually they don't score too well on the metrics, like price quality wise. Like they're gonna score well on the quality, but not very well on the price. And there's a lot of like up and coming brands basically that have similar, I think it's like the density of the material or whatever. I remember there were some numbers there that you'd want it to be in between. It's that there's a lot of newer brands that do it just as well, but they just don't have the brand power, so they can't charge the freaking crazy amounts. But yeah, and I think I can't actually even recall what we ended up buying. We went to like 7 different stores or so. 6 different stores for mattresses. Had a good time. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know what it's called. Just the wooden sticks. They're underneath the mattress. That matters a crap too. Yeah, I remember doing all this research like a year and a half ago. Yeah, I'm very happy. This is the best bed I've ever slept in, period. It's really, really good. The bed plus the mattress combination, it works so well. I've had some of the best sleep, no, just period. I've had the best sleep of my life here. Actually, the mattress is so good. We're still waiting, by the way. They just increased the countdown by 5 more minutes. I think they're having issues tracking a player down. So we're not just watching me talk about mattresses because, I'm not ruining anything. Don't worry about that. The moment the game starts, I will be in the game. You guys can't hear it because I have the sounds muted for you guys. But the moment anything changes, I'll hear it in my in-ear. Because there's like some weird, crappy music playing in my ear right now. Actually, I'm going to just turn it off again. But I'll be tabbing in back in. I don't know what mattress I got. I can't recall. I'm very happy with it though. And one of the problems I have right now is that when I go somewhere else, is that I have trouble sleeping because I'm used to such a nice mattress now and a very dark room as well, which helps. Good curtains. A bed that I like. Yeah. So now whenever I go to hotels, like I always get, it's annoying. It's like, this is not comfortable. This is not like home. Where before I would be in hotels, it's fine. It's doable. The bed I had before this wasn't as good. The bed I have at my parents' house also was very nice. I had very good nights of sleep in there. Very good, yeah. I can't recall which one that was. I feel like the only thing you need to do when buying a bed is make sure that it's not complete crap. I feel like these days, I feel like it's pretty easy to for a good price, get a good quality mattress. I need to get a mattress sponsor for the channel. The thing with getting a mattress sponsor for the channel is that I would want it to be the company that I'm sleeping on right now. I think it's weird if you don't use the products that you're sponsored by. So everything I always get sponsored by, I always use. Actually, that wasn't true. I never used VIP Grinder, which was, I think, a poker website. But I'm not a poker player. But the guy seemed nice, so I was like, you can sponsor. But the extra wallets I use frequently. I give them away to my friends as well. I think it's a cool product. The clothes that I got from Into the AM, I use. I think they're nice. Like anything, I also always use it first, and then I do the sponsorship. So they send me stuff, then I use it for a month, and then if I'm happy, that's when I do it. I didn't used to do this, and I once did a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends, which I really regretted, because there was one viewer from my channel that actually got somewhat addicted to Raid Shadow Legends for a little bit. He quit, luckily, pretty quickly but I felt very bad about that, because I don't think he ever would have gotten in touch with Raid Shadow Legends. But maybe he would have, I don't know, but that felt bad. I regretted that. So ever since then, I decided to not take crap sponsors like that anymore, unless I'm actively using it myself. So yeah, I would like to have a mattress sponsor. I could check what my mattress is later, and then I'll email them. See, I think it's a Dutch company though. Other StarCraft, yeah, there's people that play Raid. I think that type of stuff is a little bit tricky. Like just with, I don't know. I also am not sure about the gambling stuff. It's like I don't think it's even allowed on Twitch anymore, the gambling sponsors. But that it also didn't sit entirely right with me. Even just the gambling on Twitch, I think, is a bit weird. But I'm not sure what the cure is for that. I don't think there is one. Cheryl's waiting in the finals. So we could go over. I think they just upped the timer again. No, timer's still the same. So maybe we'll start in 40 seconds. Maybe we don't. I'll open up the bracket for a second so I can show you guys what we have going on today. Twitch still allows softcore porn. I don't think softcore porn is as bad as gambling is. I don't think it destroys lives as much at all. You could see it, you could be against it, but if the category is well isolated, I don't care so much, honestly. Like YouTube probably also has it. No one complains about that. It's like it's just separate. Like if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna find it. You could make a case for not wanting it to be promoted on the main page, but that's about it. I think YouTube probably promotes it on the main page as well. I don't know because I'm always logged in. So today we have herO versus Solar and MARU versus Dark. Two best of sevens and two high level best of sevens, no mirrors. This is going to be played tomorrow. It's going to be the winner of these two matches, and then also Rainer versus the winner of that. So the winner, one guy is going to come out of these four. It's going to fight Rainer. The winner of that will fight herO. I wonder if there's an advantage for the grand finals. I don't think so. No one up for herO. I think that is cool. I actually like that. Softcore gambling is buying raffle tickets for school fundraisers. You love to see it. According to Quora and NoFap, softcore porn has definitely ruined some lives. Yeah, I think it can probably ruin some lives, but so can video games, right? I think that the chance, if you promote gambling products actively or encourage people or show them a lot of gambling, kind of normalize it, I think that's going to destroy way more lives than any Twitch like a booba streamer is going to do. If the categories are well isolated, I don't think it's the end of the world and you have they're separate from it. It's the same on YouTube, right? People are going to find it anyway, whether that's on Twitch or on an actual adult website. I don't care so much. I used to care a bit more because I felt like the Twitch identity was very much gaming. But I was mainly against the just chatting section. I just didn't like people sitting there and talking, basically what I'm doing now. I thought that whenever you were on Twitch, you had to do some freaking gaming. Otherwise, you're not allowed to be on Twitch. That was that's what I thought. But then Twitch evolved. I was just a Twitch conservative. I can't help it. It used to be their policy as well. And you'd have people who would have a gameplay very small in the right corner. That was the just chatting meta for a little bit. Because you had to have a game on stream for a little bit. So I really cared about that. I was like, man, it's important. It's a gaming website, This is the nerd identity politics that I was playing. But I don't care so much. And once just chatting was there, then anything is fine. But yeah, I think things like, the gambly games and the game, I'm just not a fan of. I think it's really bad. Especially for younger audiences. I think it sucks. Is poker acceptable? Yeah, I think poker is a completely different story. Poker is not at all comparable to roulette or slots. Like, not at all. It's a skill game with a bit of luck involved. And I also think that those streams, they're very different, right? If you watch Lex Veldhuis, is a famous Dutch poker player who streams as well. It is not the same. You're not waiting for the big win, Like you're watching some poker. Like you're watching the gameplay. You're not watching, oh my god, crazy jackpot. Like it's the vibe is very different as well. You also are not really feeling that type of FOMO that you have with the gambling streams, or I guess that people do feel when they're watching. It's like, oh, I could have had that spin, because you realize that what the guy is doing on the stream requires a lot of skill. I think it is so different. People that think poker and slots are the same have brain damage. There's a reason there's a world tournament for poker, but not for roulette. True. All right, I think we're almost ready to go here. Why does it keep going into this weird sizing? I don't understand why it does that. Me messing it up. Poker can be gambling just like roulette. If you're terrible at it, you're just a gambler, which is 90% of the players. But by definition, it's a skill game, no? It's like... This is... I find that hard. Because you mean you can make random moves and you can make the game gambly for yourself. It's a little bit that if you're playing Connect 4 and you have no knowledge of the game and you're just putting coins in, technically it's a gambling game because you might win, like, because your skill doesn't influence it, but it is a skill game. No, I guess there's more luck involved in poker naturally though. So it's not entirely a fair comparison. I'll think on that, but I don't view poker and roulette remotely similar. Poker players have no clue what they're doing. Just because you were a poker player and had no clue what you were doing, Daquila, doesn't mean that all poker players were like that. You can only look into your own mind. This is a self-report, if anything. The skill in poker, however, only shows in the very long run. I think it shows in the medium long run as well, no? Not the very long run. I'm pretty sure that within like something like 100 and 150 hands or so, you're gonna see a serious difference already in outcome. No? You are a gambler? That's okay, Daquila. At least you didn't get it from my stream. Oh! He's playing my build! He's playing my build! No, he's doing it wrong! Or he's doing it different. No, he's doing it wrong. I tested this particular version. This dies to a drone pool. And a drone pool... Ooh, actually. I want to test this after. No, okay, this dies to a drone pool. 100%. This just dies to a drone pool. What a terrible build. Oh, no. If Dark had a clue on how to hold things, this game would be over. Oh, sorry, Solar. He could have just drone pooled this. Just, if you pull 12 drones against this, it's over. Absolutely. 100%. I've tested this many times. You can't hold the 12 drone pool. This has been a terrible setup anyway. This was a 15 hatch, which is the best. In general, this shouldn't work against a 15 hatch. This is also a fine response, by the way, out of Solar. It is not as consistent as just drone pooling against this particular pylon positioning, but this shouldn't work. This shouldn't... Terrible execution by herO. But against 15 hatch, you can't win. If the Zerg knows what they're doing, you can't win against 15 hatch. Because the links pop out 10 seconds too early, so you can't get it. It's impossible. I've tested this. I extensively tested the cannon rush on this map, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a terrible. It was a terrible build order beat for herO. He couldn't have done anything, but he also executed it wrong, with a lot of risk. He also didn't bring a second probe, which is almost always a mistake. Almost always a mistake. Like, not having a second probe, that is asking for trouble. And actually, the reason why he lost this is partially due to the fact that he didn't have a second probe, couldn't get the cannons up. Because you still can try, you know? It's always better to try to get your cannon rush to do something rather than just giving up like this. Because now he's in a really bad spot. He's gonna lose 2 pylons, third base goes down as well. herO's gonna be pissed about that. This adept needs to deal damage. He needs to finish it. Nice. It's a good start. That's 2. If he gets out, that would be kind of nice. I don't think he gets out, though. Yeah, now he can't go in anymore. And he's gonna lose 2 pylons. So Oracle's gonna be delayed by about 30 seconds here, first Oracle. He's gonna be down 7-8 probes from a normal situation. Warp gate significantly delayed. Almost feel like you should have finished that. No? 2 adepts there. You cast Chaos, pre-Oracle fly-in. I feel like that would have been worth it. For sure. It was pre-speed as well, and there's only 5 links. I mean, he didn't have full information, but if you're in a crap spot, that's what you want to do now. In my mind. If herO gets away with this third, that would be nice. I feel like he kind of maneuvered out of this somewhat okay. Like, the overall state of the game looks better for herO than I thought it was going to look. It still looks very bad, and I think Solar is really far ahead. But it looks better than I thought it was going to look. One of the issues that you have when you open up with a Forge is that your damage potential is much, much lower. Because queen production is often limited by time. So, the amount of queens that are out right now is higher in relation to the oracles of what we usually see, right? So he's gonna have 7 queens at this point already. Maybe even 8. And the 3rd oracle isn't even out yet, which is crazy. Still, getting 3 drone kills is pretty big. Solar still up significantly in workers, has +1 evo already on the way. herO is rushing out 2nd forge, double upgrades. That too is interesting. Will Lambo be joining you today? I don't know if he will. See about that. Good Ling run by. Bad defense here against the Adepts. If you can't have both. That Shade's gonna still finish, get another couple of kills. Solar's dropping the ball here quite heavily. In my mind, at least. Hey, hero's getting good damage. He's investing a lot in this, though. How many Adepts have we lost now? 7? 8? Like, what is our unit bank that we have created? It's basically 0. It's going into Blink. 1-1 upgrades, robotics facility. Wonder what the follow-up is gonna be. Actually quite curious. Oh my god, he doesn't have a unit in the wall. Again. Oh, these links are gonna split up. Good defense, but... I mean, this is easily remedied by just having a unit in the wall. This keeps freaking happening and it's annoying me. No Monostar, this is not classic, this is herO. You're not a herO believer? I'm a herO believer, but not in this particular game. Does herO usually not put a unit in his wall? Yeah. He very often doesn't have it. It's because he uses F2 to move too much. He actually has a hotkey setup issue. Or he just he's lazy with his hotkeys. If he were to change that and remain as effective as he is right now with his other unit movement, I think he'd be significantly better, which is scary to think about. Because he's already very good. He really understands how to play this game. Still another 6 units, by the way, which is wild. Or another 6 drones. I wish we could see how many workers have been killed overall. I like the Spire play. I think it's cool. One of the reasons why I like this Spire play is due to all the Adept sacrifices. There are not so many Blink Stalkers out. And that means that really there's no serious threat here to Solar, right? How is Solar gonna die? What, to 7 Blink Stalkers? I mean, technically possible, albeit somewhat unlikely. He was actually committing pretty hard to this, which is also surprising to me. 2-2 upgrades from 3 base. If Solar now actually dies, that would be hilarious. That would make one hell of a clip. If he actually ends up dying to 8 Stalkers. He really shouldn't. Right, guys? Nah, no way. Although now the Spire seems a bit silly. I honestly thought that herO was going to go into a fast fort base. And then the Spire, imagine you defend with pure Ling. You're going to get like 15 Muras. And you have pure Ling with +2 on 81 drones. That feels good. That feels real nice. Okay, now because he had to build Roaches and he felt forced into some Ravagers, he's only going to get 6 Muras. The Spire feels significantly worse, although it's going to be capable of shutting down this prison. This game was over 5 minutes in. And I think the game still is over. But this Zealot run-by maybe can do something. It doesn't quite have charge. Queens are actually under fire. Solar needs to split a bit more effectively than he has been doing so far. A couple of Stalkers going down. Zealot's right-clicking this lair right now. Solar actually looks a little bit shocked. It's going to take out all of these Zealots. That's a lot of supply. This type of move is fine for herO. Ooh. If herO had a fort base and 75 workers. But as is the case right now, he's basically all-inning off of 3 bases. He's going to get another base, though. That is actually big. Why did Solar move across the map with his entire Ling Roach force there? What was the plan? Solar is blundering this game. But I don't think he can lose. He's trying to make it work, but I don't think he can. Maybe if he attacks into a super battery, he could. Actually, 2-2 upgrades versus a lot of ranged units without upgrades. Triple hatch on the way right now. Phoenix is out to deal with the Muna. I think he might have actually blundered the game out of the window. Yeah. I think he's actually blundered the game out of the window. Why did he lose that second hatch? He just wanted to counterattack and then forgot that there still were stalkers on the map or something. Fort base now on the way. So, herO can do a couple of things here. And I think given the army composition of his opponent, staying on pure Stalker for longer is fine, because he's fighting against pure Roach with crap upgrades. He's up 4 upgrades currently against the Roaches. 4. Solar's gonna go in with these. Are there still Oracles? I hope there are. We have them somewhere, right? Oracles will take care of this 100%. Yeah, that's 1 Oracle, that's 2 Oracles. These Banelings don't have speed. Solar now moving in. This is an okay fight here for herO so far. Move back a chunk of his Stalkers. I think herO's just winning. Blinks him forward. Solar got owned. This game was over and it should have been over. herO with some slick plays here is making it happen, but blunder after blunder by Solar. Kind of throwing it out of the window. I mean, both of these base losses felt preventable, as he had full info on the Prism the entire time. He had plenty of units to split, he just didn't split. And then the Stalkers on the fort seemed insane. That's an interesting blink forward, but he's up 4 upgrades. He's freaking owning these Roaches. Huh. I'm impressed by herO's ability to make this type of stuff work. I really am. It looks so simple when he does it, you know? He's out there just owning. Yeah, Solar's not gonna be happy with that. Well, I have my... I have a pen again, and I have a piece of paper. We're gonna be writing things down again. So I don't forget. So if we get Solar, I think we can interview him. Oceanborn Cannon Rush game. That's how I'll remember. Ever considered hiring herO as a coach? I'm not sure how useful it would be to have herO as a coach, because the things that he's very good at, I think, are difficult to coach. As it is unit control and mainly unit control. Whenever I talked with herO and asked him things, he never had an answer. That could be due to the language barrier, but I believe he is a very intuitive player. Like, he just played a lot of games and developed a very strong intuition on where people are weak. But I don't think he can actually kind of formalize this knowledge in a way. So I've asked him many questions over the years. And very often he just felt like doing something. He also is a player with a riskier playing profile than I am. Which you could say, well, why don't you do that? Because I don't think it's necessary. If you compare him to MaxPax, for example, MaxPax has very good results with a more conservative, as a more conservative risk taker, you know? Similar to what I play, I think MaxPax. MaxPax probably plays safer than I do still. And he makes it work, so... I could technically copy the you know, herO's risk profile, but I don't think it made me a much more dangerous player. I don't think that's where I'm lacking necessarily. What happened to Trap? Military. What the hell is this? Trapment to the military. Where do you think you're lacking then? I think I'm a little bit slow. I think my unit control is mediocre. Yeah, I think those are the main things. And I think I lack understanding of general unit movement. Specifically in PvP and in PvT. I think PvZ, my understanding of the matchup is very good. And the thing I lack most in PvZ is unit control. Like Oracle control, Adept control. In particular. In PvP, I lack the ability to judge battles accurately as well. Unit rotations, I'm not so good at. I think these are the main things. You did good against Scarlet. I think my PvZ knowledge is very good. I also did well against Raynor. Like I actually think my knowledge of PvZ is good. Did I say PvP? I meant PvZ. But I think my early game is almost never as good as the other guys, even if I have the same unit. And it's not to do with some brain damage that I have. I don't know, maybe it does have something to do with some serious brain damage. Look at this, look at this, look at this. If he finishes, which he does. Oh, this is a nice move. This is a real nice move. So, this is a 2-gate opener into Nexus. I can't actually recall what the real numbers are here, like how much does he need to kill, but it feels like if you get 3 or 4 drones per set, you're gonna be happy. I also believe that a lot of Zergs, they would just kind of give up on mining from their natural for a little bit and just defend their main base, which makes life real convenient. You just oversaturate your main for a little bit, and then once your second queen pops out, or well, I guess your third queen pops out, you're gonna be fine. There's an interesting shade. It's gonna be fighting Lynx here mainly. Seems good as well though. 6 more Lynx on the way. So 3 more sets. One Adept is gonna get taken out. Second Adept gets taken out. I think this game is fairly even, honestly. I don't think there's any big things here that have happened. Like, this build needs to deal a lot of damage. It dealt quite some damage. There's no Stargate behind this either, and there's a gas on the low ground. I actually believe that Solar's gonna get the full scout. God, I freaking love it. This is my favorite StarCraft song, I think. Okay, Stalker actually is gonna deny this. You know what's funny? Is that Solar has really quite little information in this case. So he sees a gas that could be a second gas. It could technically be a third gas. I would have loved for herO to take his third gas on the low ground. Because then this could have been 2 things. It could have been... Also, if the Robo was in the main, this would have been even better. Because then there would be no info. It could be something like double Stargate behind it, or it could be a Glaive build. And double Stargate and Glaive builds have vastly different responses out of the Zerg. Solar actually picking the correct response here, in this case. Glaives is about to finish up, though. So that could still be an issue. Dark Shrine as a follow-up. Okay. I'd be surprised if Solar falls for this trick. I'd be shocked, honestly. He has a good enough worker count, 38, 39. Sees the move out completely here, gets the confirmation. Lack of a third base. So what you do is you get a round of roaches, or 1 or 2 rounds of roaches. I'm just gonna keep these links on the other side of the map. And then I think you get 2 spores. I think this is a very fair response to what is happening here. I'm not a huge fan of losing the links at this part of the map right now. I think that actually would be a blunder. A little bit of a blunder. It's gonna not finish that. These links are so important for scouting third base timings. Spore really needs to start at this point, or a third base is gone. I think Solar might be misreading this. He's adding drones. I mean, once you start adding drones, you should add spores. Okay, he's adding 1 spore, he's adding 2 spores. 2 spores usually is enough. Usually is enough. This is really good splitting out of Solar, honest to God. Freaking powerful player, man. Oh, another snipe. This is so good. That's the second probe he sniped. We didn't see the first snipe, but you can guarantee that was the second one he just sniped. DTs are gonna move in towards where, actually? Gonna take the wrong route here. Observer moves in forward. Is he just gonna use the DTs to try and slice some creep tumor? Spore going up in the main base as well. Oh, Spore's gonna try to move over. That is kind of a high tier move. There is a Spore in the main going up. It's about halfway done right now. So this bad boy is gonna move in. This is being stopped just beautifully here by Solar. This is not easy movement, by the way. Zergs do it well, but it doesn't make it easy. Just because he does it so, you know, it looks easy doesn't mean it's easy. Adept shading towards the middle. Very late third base here for herO. And I mean, this is so well executed as well. Like, herO's just keeping everything alive. You have these constant fast rotations. He's poking in like 6 different angles at the same time. Denying creep with the observer as well. It's gonna come back in here. No, doesn't want to commit. Ling run by, once again forcing out a warp in of Glaive Adepts. The more Glaive Adepts you build, the more all-in you tend to be. This is an interesting shade, because this could cost him a couple of Adepts. Bile's gonna connect as well with 2 of these bad boys. Archons hitting the natural at the same time. Roach is having to come from the main base to help out. Not too many drones end up falling, but all Adepts will die. That means that the age of the drones have now started. This is the 5th extinction wave first, where we're losing 8 drones. Now we're gonna see some big rounds of drone production. We have roaches out, relatively large army, no fort base, no upgrades. I actually think herO got away with dealing a lot of damage. That Immortal should not be here. But there's no roach speed and there are no links, so it's gonna be fine. Sloppy rally, but very doable. DT's gonna move in. And I actually love the Robo-Bay transition here. Just going into Disruptors when you're playing against a high-gas 3-base Zerg. Yeah, I think that is a brilliant call. I really do believe that to be a brilliant call. This has been one of the most fun early games we had, I think. I love seeing this type of build. He started with a very uncommon 2-gate opener, which I think by itself... I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I think the build is not good. Just period. I think that build has been figured out, but it's one of these builds that Zergs never play against because it's not a very good build. Quick response there, by the way, by herO, with that observer phase mode, unburrowing or whatever you call that. Did that real quick. Nice. So yeah, I think if Solar was completely on point and knew the exact response and would have executed, I do believe that the Zerg is just relatively far ahead compared to a regular situation. 5-6 drones going down, by the way. I think that was the DT. Our observer missed it, and so did Solar for a little bit. 1 or 2 roaches might end up falling here. Good control on these Archons as +1 finishes now. 66 workers to 66. But yeah, it started with that adept pressure, then more adept pressure, then the DTs. Just kind of has this nice progressions that herO uses. And to really have almost constant pressure. This almost feels like a Hellion build, you know? It starts with the Hellions, then you add the Banshees in. You start with the Adepts, then you add the DT drop into the Archon drop. And then you're gonna see this type of move out. This is not a good start of the engagement at all for herO. At an awkward angle, loses 2 Archons and a Prism. Here I am singing his praises. And this is what he does to me. This is a much better position. Purification Nova's going to hit. Nice flank out of Solar, though. Doesn't quite split his units well enough. So he takes some big Purification Nova straight to the face. That's gonna cost him quite a bit. This fight, I think, should have been a win, but it's not gonna be a win. Taking 2 big Disruptor hits right in the face. Not controlling his units well on that left flank. I think losing 4 or 5 roaches all at once. That is quite sloppy. Solar is going to need to build a lot of units. Is getting Baneling speed. Is getting his +1 melee. Fort base already done for herO. I wouldn't mind if he probes that up real fast. Just get a couple of Chronos in there. Go up to 75, 78 workers. I wouldn't mind that at all. I love this Baneling run by the way, out of Solar, realizing that he needs to make something happen. Please be careful against those Purification Nova. Look how patient herO was there. I think a lot of TOS players would have straight up sent it there. Being like, hey, this feels scary. Although it is off creep, let me just send in this Purification Nova. But hero's just playing it safe, he's playing it slow. 7 workers going down here, 1 Baneling remains alive. 61 workers to 68. I think herO here is pushing into something that doesn't need to be pushed in, but maybe he can. Gets another big hit on that Disruptor. As these Immortals are gonna get picked up, not picked off. Not the greatest fight. It feels like herO is trying to achieve something that doesn't need to be achieved here. He is equal on bases. There's no creep. He could just be up in workers. He's up in upgrades. Like, I love the charge here. I think the armor upgrade is nice as well. Solar's gonna attempt another attack here. It's gonna get caught. It's gonna lose some of these links. That is nice as well. That is real neat. Unit gets warped in the natural real fast. Battery's gonna get taken out here. These Blink Stalkers continue chasing. herO taking a 5th base right now. Remains at a low worker count. 6 gases total. As Solar is pretty much stuck on lair tech right now. Pumping Ravagers, Blinks and Banelings. Not a bad unit composition by any stretch of the imagination. But not great either, you know? This is an army that usually, once the Proto supply gets too high, doesn't perform as well anymore. Salad run by here, dealing good damage against the workers. herO now pushing forward. I would have loved to see this with just the Stalkers, but he's going to move in with everything. Gets the snipe on this base. That is real nice. And now a swift retreat, I think, is in the works. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Using the mobility of his army so well. Solar pretty much all in at this point. 54 workers to 56. Down a base. Blink forward out of herO. But the Baneling count is simply too low here. I don't see a way for herO to really lose. The only way he can lose if he he really wants to hold his 5th base and loses all of his Stalkers with it. But I think this 5th base is replaceable. And I don't even think that Solar can break it. Nope. Absolutely not. Armor's about to finish up here as well. It's going to be Stalkers. This is such a common trend in herO games, by the way. I would like to just make note of this, is that Zerg players really enjoy getting melee upgrades against him. And then due to the amount of pressure that he puts on, Zerg players feel forced into building high Roach Ravager counts. So what often ends up happening in herO games, this is kind of uncanny. It happened with Raynor yesterday as well, is in which herO has good upgrades on his gateway units, and he ends up fighting 0-0 roaches or +1 roaches. So these roaches just being down 2 upgrades. It is really crazy how often this has happened already in the herO PvZ games that we've been watching. This is phenomenal play. Phenomenal. herO looking much sharper than yesterday, by the way. Yesterday against Raynor, he looked good in the early phases, and then kind of dropped the ball in the mid game, being kind of sloppy with leads, honestly, most of the time. Not the case this time around. He's playing some very solid finishes. Aggressive, maybe over-aggressive, but not as crazy as yesterday, where we saw, honestly, 2 pretty major throws against Raynor, both on Side Delta and on Solaris, the map that we just saw. Yeah. This was beautiful play. Oceanborn here was a loss, by the way. Don't forget about that. herO should not have won that. The series is technically 1-1. When doing Prism Arrest, should I put the unit's Prism in the same hotkey or different keys? What? I don't know. I know what you should do. You do what feels right. Get a good setup for yourself, buddy. You got it. Thank you, by the way, Fish151, gifting 5 community subs, as well as a tier 1 subscription. Very kind. Oh, I also missed 2 raids. Tasteless TV. Thank you, Tasteless, for the raid. 278 viewers. And thank you, Barry Kroensch, for the 250 viewer raid as well. Much appreciated, buddy. Yeah, good numbers today, lads. All this happened about 50 minutes ago. I always miss everything. It is what it is. Sad to see Solar play like this after how good he played versus Clam and versus Cure. The Cure series is really good. I'd recommend watching that. That's a fun series. Also, Solar is not playing bad, I think. I think Solar he made 2 mistakes in that last game. He made major mistakes in the first game, but I think the early games have been fairly impressive out of him, to be honest. Like, the way he stopped the cat. Oh, look at the dog! What a cutie patootie that is. Little bad boy. Hey, there's 2 dogs? I only saw 1. What the heck? Like, last game, his play was excellent. I think he was in a good spot. He took too much damage against the first 4 adapts, but he took too little damage against the follow-up. And then I think there were 2 disruptor shots that just killed like 8 to 10 supply each or so. And that is a very big deal with these types of semi-dedicated Stalker Immortal disruptor pushes. What would I like for lunch? I think I'm gonna drink a fruit smoothie. I've been a fan of the smoothies lately. I put some of the nuts in it as well. I think they're called macadamia nuts. Yeah, it's quite tasty. Then I'm a huge mango fan in general. Frozen mango has been one of these inventions that I fully support. Blueberries, good. Cherries. You put your nuts in the smoothie. Hey. Is Lambo going to co-cast today? Come on, guys. Please understand how this makes me feel as well. Constantly getting this question. Is Lambo gonna be here today? Like you guys just use me to get access to Lambo. How about you go find your own friends, huh? Get them to co-cast with you. Hey, this is my stream, and all I get is Lambo still coming? This is like showing up to a party, and then everyone keeps asking you where your wife is. Like the only reason they're hanging out with you is because of her. That feels bad, no? What is this crap? Is Loco going to co-cast today? Nah, Loco's better things to do. He's not hanging out with me, that's for sure. Loco's running his business empire. I heard he's buying 2 new houses today. With the YouTube earnings of yesterday afternoon. He's a quick investor. Your internet did not work. Rotti got really annoyed because everyone was asking where Harstem was. I know that this is a fake story. This is not true. Someone's gonna keep the Netherlands running after all, yeah. Loco carries that burden on his shoulders. Hey, what the hell is happening? Guys, I was not... Oh! Look, okay. Now, this is something beautiful. You know what this is? This is something where everyone, they'll see a wall like this and they'll be like, hey, why doesn't it just get baneling busted? Okay? And now we're about to see why this doesn't get baneling busted or why it should be getting baneling busted. We finally have our answer. I think you can't baneling bust this, usually. I think Solar is down 3-0. This is bait. The pylon is bait. And the bait worked. Solar is a massive fish. And he's been caught. herO's gonna have a new Tinder picture soon. With the fish in hand. Largest one I caught. 73 kilos. You got caught, brother. Yeah. Ay. In the net with you. Poof! Canned solar. For sale soon. These little, nice little tin cans. Yeah. Nice try. You think herO's gonna get caught like this? No, my friend, you're the fish. He's the fisherman. Can you explain? How is it bait? Yeah, I can explain that actually. Finally something I can explain. Okay, so a Zerg scouts this particular wall, looks at this, and sees a single pylon powering major production over here, and also difficulty to rewall, right? Well, once the pylon is gone, there's no possibility to rewall anymore, because this pylon is the only thing providing power. So the moment a Baneling bus doesn't get scouted, you instantly create a hole in the wall that can't be plugged. Also, this hole, you know, this wherever it's going to be impossible to, yeah, it's just impossible to plug. The reason why it's bait is because air units are really good against Baneling bust. Like, air units are really good against Link Floods and also good against Baneling bust. Now, if this hadn't been spotted and there's no second pylon, maybe there's a chance. And if there's no battery, there might be a decent chance. But if the oracles are at home, or if there's a Void Ray first, I think it just loses. So it is not 100% bait, but it is kind of bait. You know what I mean? It's like 50% bait. It's like if herO scouts properly when he does this wall into the main base to check for gas and extra structures, it's bait. If he doesn't do that and he dies, then, I mean, he's an idiot. Or, well, idiot. He was just playing unsafe in that case. But he actually scouts for it. That was a frustrating loss for Solar, because I think that might have been a prepared build. Because herO has been walling like this for the past few days already. So usually when people start doing weird walls, people start trying to punish it. And that didn't work at all. See, herO just once again walls like this. Why did herO activate Prismatic Alignment? I think initially it was to clear the Overlord. If it wasn't for that, then he just did it to style on his opponent. Or maybe he doesn't understand how the ability works. That's also a possibility. Most professional players have no clue what stuff does. Myself included. People that know the HP of building... What is Solar doing with his shirt there? He's getting warm. He's in a humid environment right now. Covered in sweat. I remember when I was in a football team, there was a guy in my football team that in order to lose weight would wear plastic bags under his clothes, like trash bags. Does that actually work? I remember thinking when I saw it, I doubt that it works. And I can't recall what the theory was of wearing trash bags underneath the clothes. Maybe you sweat more, so I guess you lose more water weight. Is that the theory? I don't think it works. But he did it every week. Practice as well. It works for water weight. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's another good trick with that as well. It's just not drinking water for a couple of days. Watch how much weight you lose then. This is not medical advice. Oh, here comes the adept. Gonna get a couple of kills. Oop. 2 kills on that adept. Was there one drone? I actually was trying to read the chat, so I didn't quite catch it. My bad. The StarCraft music is really good. You know, I have a CD with the Legacy of the Void music. I think this is the last time that Blizzard cared about anything I did. Once Legacy of the Void came out, they sent me a collector's edition. I think it might have even been signed by the developers. And it came with the Legacy of the Void CD, which I thought was really cool. Especially because I wasn't big time back then, you know? Just a tiny Dutch man. This was 2016. I hadn't won any tournaments except Dutch national championships. That was very cool. I remember getting it. Whoa, that's sick. I remember actually putting it in a CD player as well, back when those still existed. When I got the... Wait, hold on a second. Let's actually talk about this game. It's going to be a triple Oracle Blink or triple Oracle Charge. Actually, it would be very herO-esque to finish off the game with an 8-gate charge. If he plays 8-gate charge, I'm going to be very happy. But he's mining a lot of gas, so maybe that's not it. herO's looking extremely solid today. This does not reflect that solidity, the thickness with which herO is playing, but I still believe he is. And as I said, he's also floating about 1k resources, but let's ignore all of that. He's playing good StarCraft. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when I got this PC build, I remember asking the guy to put in a CD player. You know, isn't that what you call it? So I could put games in. Because I thought, this was in 2020, or 2021 by the way, when I had this PC build. And he just looked at me like I was an idiot. He was like, you realize all games are digital. The guy was like 60 as well. I was like, really? Because the last game that I had bought was StarCraft, which still had a CD. So I had no clue. He was like, we're not going to put that in. I'm like, but how am I going to play games? He's like, well, digital copies, mate. Well, like a CD-ROM player in there, yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, I just had no clue. The thing is that I played Dota, but I thought Dota, because it was free, was different. You know, I was like, I hadn't played... I don't think I played many other games. I just didn't think, for some reason, about Steam at all when I asked it, yeah. Yeah, whatever. Did you actually say CD or DVD? No, I said like the CD-ROM player, you know, for games. And he knew what I was talking about. He just didn't care. I think this is my UPS package that I might need to pay for. That you just hear the ding-dong for. I'm getting a new keyboard today. I can show it off to you guys. Okay, let's actually take a look at this game. Hydra Den. Hive. Roach Warren. Poof. No poof. Okay, I actually think... You know what I think? I think Solar is making the game very simple for himself. But at the same time making it very hard. Because he's not playing melee upgrades, which is... Okay, playing melee openers against herO is probably the best thing you can do. Because he almost always plays Stalkers. At any point, at any given game, he's going to be building Stalkers. So melee upgrades on Lynx are really, really good. However, the follow-up with high Roach count or going into Lurker feels much easier to play versus mid-game herO. So Solar right now is saying, hey, I'm going to give myself a harder early game, but I'm going to give myself an easier mid-game, so I can't die to your garbage. And then once I get to the late game, maybe I feel comfortable against you. I think that is what he's thinking. I can't look into his mind, but he might just end up dying here in what is technically the start of the mid-game or the late stages of the early game, because Roaches don't trade well against Stalkers. Roaches being good against Stalkers is a myth. Okay, so this base is gonna get taken out. I have seen games like this still go the Zerg's way, because Solar has a very fast Hive, he has a high drone count and quite a bit of gas in the bank. If he gets a couple of Lurkers out, herO is on 4 gases and can't really multitask, so he'll need to transition into 8 gas from there on out. herO is honestly playing really nice StarCraft. Like, he's owning. Yeah, he's gonna own him. Oh, if that thing stays alive though. 50 HP, baby. What are these Roaches doing? Coming in with a flank? Seismic Spines on the way? I mean, this base is toast, yeah. Adios. I think Solar's dead. Why do they keep doing this? Like, there's going to be a response mid-game. What are they expecting Solar to do? To punch the camera after he loses a base? Like, I'm down 0-3. I better have some time to punch the camera right now. They really should stop doing this. It looks silly. It's like, it's common for StarCraft players to show some emotion during the game. It doesn't happen. There's no time for that. There's an issue, by the way. I think there should be timeouts, but they should be decided by the referee. So that players have the, like, after a big disruptor hit, the referee pauses the game so the player has a couple of seconds to celebrate on stream. Maybe flip off the other guy or something. I think that's an issue. There's no dead time in StarCraft 2. We miss celebration moments, you know? You know, you see the guy type PP, pause the game after he hits the disruptor, and he walks over and flips you off. Imagine the drama that would cause. Maybe it's a good thing we don't have that. I'd be very upset. I feel like we'd get multiple fist fights within one tournament. Which also would not be good for the seriousness of the game, but I bet the viewer numbers would go to the sky. See, Solar actually managed to somewhat survive. herO is just continuing on the same path. This is really scary for herO because he is constantly putting pressure on himself to deal damage. Now, I believe he's capable of doing this, but if at any point he cannot deal damage anymore, he might lose. Oh, he's just killing his opponent though. Solar's gonna need to give up his fort base again. He's gonna clear a lot of these zealots. Fighting outside of lurker range. The hero's actually been owning. Like, this was not okay. How hard herO is owning. Solar's gonna stay in for longer. Needs to start +2 though. I almost feel like getting Hydra speed here is disrespectful. Like, these Hydras, they need to not be alive anymore. Like, why would you upgrade those guys? We're working towards lurkers here. Oh my god, heroes. Ah, it's over. It's over. He played very, very well. He played so well, man. He was gonna go straight into triple Stargate Fleet Beacon. This was a lovely series. So much better than yesterday. I feel like yesterday he got in these sick positions and then threw it. Oh, thumbs up to the camera. herO, very cheeky. I wish I had him on Discord so I could ask him some questions. But I don't. And also, he doesn't want to talk with me since the incident. Insane celebration. Yeah, very crazy. Thank you, Golden Fish, for the 2-month resub. And thank you, Mowing Monkey, for the Twitch Prime as well. Very cool. You love to see it. America says good morning to you. Thank you for the super chat. Jacob D, $4.99, much appreciated. What incident? Come on. You guys are too old to be baited like this, no? Thank you, Joshua Graham. This series suck. All we have are sweeps. Thanks for the 5 Canadian, yeah. I mean, I think this series, although this series was one-sided, I don't think it was bad StarCraft. I think I rather have a 4-0 of good StarCraft than a 3-2 of bad StarCraft. This was good StarCraft. I think it was fun to watch. Maybe it's because I'm a Protoss player and I enjoy seeing Protoss win. This was good StarCraft. I give this series 3 stars. herO will be our TOS Crusader to the finals. I want to see herO versus MARU, to be honest. I want to see some PvT. Yesterday, I played 2 PvTs back-to-back, and there were 32-minute macro games, and I lost both of them. I felt very bad after losing the first 32-minute game, and I felt even worse after losing the next 32-minute game. I looked at the clock, realized an hour had passed, and I lost 35 MMR. I felt empty inside. Freaking walking into Liberators. Both games I also was out I had like 9 base versus 6. One game was versus Milky Cow, the other versus Clam. The game versus Clam felt closer, which is crazy. But I threw very hard against Milky Cow, so that doesn't count. Oh, I was sitting there. I was getting upset. Oh, I was getting upset. If at any point during that period someone would have asked me what I thought of Terran, if I would have had to make an IOTIS about PvT right afterwards, oh, I would have given it. I was not an unbiased content creator at that point. Super chat, 5 Canadian dollar. MARU versus herO. MARU wins 4-2. What? No. I think this is a lie. Is this like a future prediction, or do you have insider information? Thanks again for the $5, by the way. Let's see what Aligalux says about just about anything, really. I like Aligalux because it has a lot of good information. It predicts the future reasonably well. And on top of that, it also gives us a good look at the past. Here. So I did a best of one. So the last time MARU won, when was this? Always important to look at dates. 12/6. This is too long ago to be truly relevant at the highest level. Because it switches really quick. 1-3. Yeah, historically MARU is favored. If you look over 2023, MARU very favored. Right? That's how many matches? 8? Well, very favored. 3-5. Okay, that's not very favored actually. But you notice something interesting is that when MARU wins, it is with relatively big numbers. And when herO wins, it's close. Except for this one. Here he wins 4-1. But all the other ones, that's the case. Oh, here. Well, not in 2018. Back when herO still played a playable race. They've been playing since 2013. They have a 10-year history with one another. How cool is that? That is really cool. They play each other so much in Pro League. What the hell? Was the 4-1 the GSL? They played each other in the GSL? Oh, is it the finals? Dude, I can't remember crap, honest to God. I have a terrible brain when it comes to this type of stuff. Like, legit a terrible brain. Some games I can remember, but there's been too many GSL seasons, I think. Like, how many GSLs have it? Like, freaking 35? Like, I don't remember any. You know which one I remember the most? Seed versus MC. That's the one that I recall. Terrible finals. Which keyboard did you order? Is it Dutch? No, it's a custom-made keyboard by a guy called Posey. He's created a keyboard, which he's I think he might be a mechanical engineer. Or just a regular engineer. And he made this keyboard, and it's 2 halves of the keyboard with double keys. Which allows for customized location of the 1 half that I use. Because StarCraft only uses 1 half. I also have 2 spacebars on it, which allows for more thumb usage, or maybe even 3. I think I have 2 keys that I can hit with my thumb. Which might give me another solid control group. I think I have Zelio switches in it, which are looped. I want to say 65 or 67 gram, or 62. What happened to your old one? The USB-C key thing broke. I like that keyboard a lot. Now I'm using a crappy one. Just some random one I got off Amazon. But I had some special customizations to this keyboard, which make it optimal to lose to mediocre players in all tournaments. I think every key can have a separate repeat rate as well. So usually repeat rate is done in Windows settings through the registry editor, but it can now be changed on an individual key level. Which I think he said is technically possible in all keyboards, but he made it very easy. Like, there's a bunch of things. This is a very, very good keyboard. What? The keyboard costs 60 grand? No. It's actually relatively cheap for what it is. But I don't think he's selling them yet, because he's in the testing phase. I think he might start selling them soon. Once he starts selling them and I'm happy with my board, I'll promote it. Because he's a super nice guy. But only if it's good. You're talking like it's your firstborn child? Well, I haven't played with the keyboard yet, but Lambo has one. And I think Uppetry has one as well. And it's really... I think it makes a lot of sense. Ooh. Pay a little bit of attention. This is going to be the Liberator build here out of MARU. Which is probably one of my favorite builds. That is currently... Actually, you know, I never was a huge fan of a lot of these three Reaper builds that were being played. When they always went into bigger barracks play. It felt like a gimmick, basically. It really did feel like a gimmick. But now that they figured out how to play these Reaper builds into Factory, I'm a huge fan of these builds, because they don't feel like a gimmick. It feels like there's constant pressure, scouting is made easy, map control is made easy. This is good for MARU, I think. Roaches, however, might be capable of reroute away from the cars. And there's only a Liberator to defend. Roaches are gonna get... Oh, barely don't get spotted. They barely don't get spotted. Oh, this could be bad. This could be seriously bad. Lynx making their way across the map right now. Marine production has started, though. Hellions popping back home. Liberator is out. Where is it gonna move? That's a serious question. Look at... Dark is still building Lynx. This is not just an attack. This is not a poke. This is an all-in. Dark supply block, by the way, which is a huge blunder here. If you're all-inning, it's the worst thing that can happen because you want continuous unit production. Building 5 Overlords at once. Massive clownery. Yep. And now MARU pops in, sees there's nothing there. I think MARU's dead. I still love this build. This loss does not discourage me as a 3 Reaper into Liberator Hellion Enjoyer. It does not discourage me. It does many things, but discourage ain't one of them. Look at this play. This is good as well. Taking out a lot of these Lynx before they get to arrive. More Lynx here. Dark not controlling this well enough. He's not controlling this well yet. Stim has not finished. That is an issue. SCV's being pulled off the line. Liberator on the other side of the map dealt 7 drone worker damage. Don't forget there's triple CC, so a bunch of workers can end up dying. I think MARU might be chasing a bit too far, though. Why are we moving away from our ramp? I don't quite understand. He wants to continue going, but he's just getting kited to death. I think this could have been a hold had MARU just kept the ramp and moved the SCVs back upstairs. Now he needs to hold the ramp, but he's not there. I think MARU actually messed up this defense in a massive way. I don't think this was a good defense. He moved well with his Hellions initially, but I think those SCVs kept chasing for way too long. I think Dark is gonna continue, though, with more units popping out. Dark believes that he needs to kill, or believes that he can kill. Doesn't have high ground vision quite yet, and now a tank pops out. I think this is a serious issue for Dark. There are no queens out. I think Dark needs the drone, and he probably needed the drone about 20 links ago. He's now gonna try to burst this MARU bubble of safety. 17 workers left over for our Terran player against 34 of the opponent. I actually think MARU messed this up. And not just a little bit either. Ooh, that's a tank downstairs. Not gonna siege it up yet. Now he's gonna siege it up, I think. MARU moving very far forward. Needs to siege that tank in the back. Oh, this is a scary timing for a couple of seconds. Scary timing for a couple of seconds. That tank might die. No, it's not gonna buy lit. No tank on the high ground. Everything right now is in medevacs as the Overlord shows up. That means these tanks can't realistically, well, siege up easily. I guess this guy can. Too far back. Stim in range of the bile. Dark is really squeezing water out of stone here, by the way. Look at that. Got the depot on the low ground. Gets the tech lab that's researching Stim. Now this Overlord's gonna die, but this was phenomenal play out of Dark. He's created so much safe space for himself. He's gonna transition into Spire, which I think is brilliant. I actually think this is brilliant. So the only possible way that Dark could lose this game is if MARU sits back on Tank Marine and gets to play a long macro game, right? Now Dark thinks to himself, what are tanks bad against? And then he realizes that that Maru's tanks, despite being very good, are not capable of shooting air. He's just going to play Muta. He knows he has a lot of time. So he's going to pop out with a bunch of... He's also getting 1-1 Roach. Is he going to play Roach Muta? That does confuse me a little bit. I would expect melee upgrades here. And maybe a Baneling Nest. Maybe the Roaches are an insurance policy. It's like, hey, well, maybe if he goes for like a 2-base push, that's a good scan as well, by the way. That's a very big scan. Like, supplies are going to be very dark favored. It's fake. It's a fake Spire. It worked. We have the swap of the factory to the reactor. There's no way that this was his plan, though. But then why did he get the 1-1 upgrades? This makes no sense. No? Was his plan to get scanned in the main? He's flying in with 1 Muta. This is just banter, no? He's making a mockery of this game. There are people with serious build orders that are trying their best dark. Imagine being a Diamond Zerg player and you're struggling to get to Masters 3 and you watch this garbage. I would be upset. I'd be seriously upset. He's gonna pop in. And now he's going into 7 Mutas behind this. Dark is playing a level of chess here that I can't quite comprehend. Back into Roaches. Did the factory swap back? I think he's gonna swap back. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I'm very confused. But I like this feeling of confusion. It feels good. MARU is still uniquely dead. Like, more dead than anyone has ever been. Should have built a turret in the main, bro. I have no clue what I'm watching. Was the plan to snipe tank with the Mutas? So is the factory flying back to the reactor now? This factory has given up on life. We haven't seen a single factory unit being produced. Because MARU realizes there's no point in predicting what's gonna happen. Isn't even sieged up. And he's just dead. This is an idiotic game. But it was so funny. Dark is very high tier as a person. The game is still over. Don't get tricked by these Marines. Marines are very good, but are not that good. Like, the only thing that could make this game dumber is if he now goes into Mass Hydra and Infestors. That is the only thing that could possibly improve the sequence that we've seen so far. I think he's just going to kill him with Roaches. He's going up to 8 gas as well. Could throw an Infestation Pit down behind this. Once again, it's like a late game insurance policy. I don't think he really needs to. MARU is microing this extraordinarily well, but there's no point. GG gets called. Dark wins game number 1. I want to quickly go back. I'm not a huge fan of doing this too much, but just to the start here. I want to see if I was wrong or... So it's here. So this all starts really quite well for MARU, I think, because he clears a lot of links with his Hellions. He deals damage with his Liberator. He has triple CC. And then there comes a here. This is the point. Here. I think he should... There is no high ground vision. I think there are enough units to realistically semi-hold this ramp. I think these SCVs should not be chasing anymore. I think this is a serious mistake. Beautiful quality, by the way. Once you pause it, you truly see what quality we're watching in. Like this lost him like another 12 workers and a bunch of Marines as well. And I think he could have held the ramp. And if not, he could have just moved upstairs. Because it's not like SCVs can catch these guys, you know? It's just not possible. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. Oh, we have our next game. What is this? Is this a proxy command center? Are we building a CC on the other guy's gold? No, of course not. Don't be stupid. Proxy Reaper. That's what this is. Single Rex Proxy Reaper. Thanks for the epic stream, my boy. Thank you, Martin Lee. Appreciate the $4.99 USD. Oh, Lambo is here and wants to cast? Okay. Lambo's here. Yeah, I just was not reading chat. Leave me alone, man. You guys... Unbelievable.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Lovely. Okay, tell the. Can you speak for a little bit to make sure everything's okay?
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. How's it going? Chat. I'm glad I finally made it here. Thanks for the support, chat.
Thanks for the support, chat. Were you long in my chat or no?
Throughout the entirety of the last game, basically.
Very nice. Yeah, this is how you know that I'm very focused.
Yeah, it's not a bad sign.
Yeah, everything.
But the guys always give you bits. They always give you bits when you ignore me. And you also ignore that, so.
Yeah, they can suck it. Audio is good. You love to see it. Okay. That was one hell of a last game, no? Do you agree with me, what I said about the chasing? He went too far, no?
100% right. If he holds the ramp, he wins the game.
Yeah. And you're just talking about the natural ramp or just the main ramp?
The way you showed it was perfect.
Yeah, okay.
The natural.
Yeah. This is also one hell of a build. I actually kind of missed what happened now, but I saw a Reaper go in and... Yeah.
He just went proxy Reaper.
But it was proxy 1 Rex, single gas, triple CC.
Yeah, he was hoping for just a gold base, and it wasn't a gold base, so the Reaper kind of flopped.
That's a cool play, though, because Dark is a guy that gets the gold base fairly often.
Yeah. I mean, Dark also overreacted, so it's not the worst. The worst part about this is how far behind your Hellion production is from a normal builder, because the barracks can't make the reactor.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's really not that bad.
Like 1.5 cycle of Hellions?
Yeah.
Although if you're playing triple CC, you always need to delay cars a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you're behind an entire cycle. Yeah. And you lose a bit of mining as well from the SCV.
The thing is, if Dark... if the other guy can guess what you're doing, then... And just get speed right away. Like, if Dark was planning on getting speed right away, you can just rally speed links across and the game's completely over because there's no Hellions. Because speed finishes way before the Hellions spawn.
So then you can mine from the natural and you might get a mule kill, or why is the game completely over?
He can't mine from his natural. He will need to go back into his main base for a very long time. More likely than not, he is also going to lose a bunch of SCVs.
Fair point. Fair point. Ooh, Dark is taking the forward third base. Is this standard?
No. you only ever take this if the Terran blocks the bottom base. You obviously want to take the gold as a fourth. Even if you take this as a third, I still think you get the gold as a fourth and then the other one at the same time, basically.
Yeah, this feels like you need some serious creep spreading in order to get the gold at the fort, though.
Yeah.
And also, it's an uncomfortable area to creep spread to, no? Because that's kind of where the Hellions are.
It is, but the rotation of the Hellions takes forever, so you can just put the queens there, and it's realistically is not that difficult anymore. Like they would need to go through the watchtower to the top to make the queens move, so or through the gold base towards the bottom. So I think you just have the queens there.
Yeah. Look at this. He's playing mech. I think the Terran players are taking their mask off a bit too quick here.
Yeah, it's before Katowice.
Yeah, pre-Katowice. They should have waited for... They couldn't coordinate this for one more week. That's crazy, no?
This is why the Zergs are so much better.
Yeah, for the past 6 months, Terrans have been pretending like mech is unplayable. And then yesterday, MARU is in the worst position in the world against herO, and he almost wins the game anyway. With mech. Yeah. And everyone's kind of going like, wait a second, mech? I thought herO Marine was just trolling. It's like, no, he's good. Can we talk about what happened last year at Katowice, or is that a secret?
Oh, we can talk about it.
The meeting?
The meeting. We had a Zerg Cabal meeting. We even invited Harstem for banter. Because it was actually insane. I practiced ZVT for 1.5 months straight, every single day, 40 games, and I was really good until like a week before Katowice, where Terrans realized you can just play Cyclone mech after the patch. And I was having a meltdown, and Rainer was having a meltdown as well. So we met, the Cabal got together.
This was surreal for me as well. Because these were all the best Zergs in the room, and they're all sitting in the restaurant. The restaurant had closed already, but they obviously paid the waiter so they could stay a little bit longer and have their secret little gang meeting. And they just sat there sipping on some water and just talking about freaking ZVT mech. herO, Rainer, Lambo. Was Elaser there as well or no?
Elaser was there as well, yeah.
Sasha was there?
Sasha too.
Yeah, it's like all the top Zergs were just sitting there discussing freaking Zerg versus like the Zerg Mafia. And the room was a little bit dark, you know, because the restaurant had closed already.
It's true. It's true.
The most surreal thing in the world.
Actually Cabal meeting because of Cyclones. They got like triple buffed. No one played them until a week before, and then every Terran started playing them. Right before Katowice. And now look at this. MARU's besting it out again. Failed Proxy Reaper.
Failed Proxy Reaper into building Cyclones, a couple of Banshees, walks across the map and wins the freaking game.
We didn't even cast anything, but he just straight up messed units, went across the map and took some good fights against Lingbane. Oh, now the first Infestor pop.
That's big.
With Fangel, but yeah.
Dark also took the non-gold fort base, by the way, so his plan was to take it as a 5th. Which, in that case, Equilibrium still usually considered a good Zerg map just due to its sheer length. But, I mean, the gold is a, you know, that's a big bonus you might want to take. Usually.
Yeah. The earlier the better, because you can get momentum on your side.
Dark looks a little bit upset because of that. What do you think you should actually do? You need to transition into Roach or no?
So the weakness of the Cyclone is basically that if it's stuck, you can get a good fight against it. So if you overmake Lings, I think Lingbane is a decent response to it. But you need to take a really good fight, and you need to basically get us around. It's very hit or miss. If you don't get this round, they start kiting, and they're way better against Zerglings now than they used to be because they don't have a cooldown on the lock-on. So you can just super quick stutter steps, and they're actually very decent against Zerglings as long as they're not stuck there.
What about what's the role of the Infestor in this entire story?
Well, to hold him in position. I don't think he should have made Infestor. I think he just had gas left over and he added some Infestors.
But is it like a serious power spike for Zerg, or it's more like, oh, Terran just needs to be careful, or is it like, no,
it's I hope to trade better and stay alive the Infestor, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
But I think it makes more sense together with Roaches, because if you win with Lingbane, as I said, you just need to get us around. If you don't get us around, it's kind of shit. It helps you to get this around, I suppose, but I think just having more Lingbane
is better than having the
surrounds
Infestor.
Better, yeah.
Okay. And with roaches, if you don't have them, you just can't fight? Or with roach speed, is
you
it
just can't
on
kite
creep?
it forever.
Okay.
With roach speed on creep, you can kill it cyclones, yeah. But it's usually the cyclone just outranges the roach forever.
Okay. And then, so you'd say ideally Ling Bane is what we want. High Ling
Roach
Bane.
is the roach is the most solid, I think. But
Okay.
Ling Bane is the easiest to crush your opponent with. If they're out of position once, basically.
Okay. What's the chance Dark is playing Gasless here? He's shown it before on Golden Aura quite a bit.
I think pretty high. It's a good gasless map. I think I would expect a mech here again, right? This is the map where MARU went mech.
Versus herO, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a sick game.
These are the games where usually the Terrans tell me afterwards that mech is not playable. And they just forget about all the bad things that the Terran did and the bad things that happened in that game. They just look at the result and they're like, okay, mech's not playable.
herO outmined the entire gold for free. Like, just, he sucked it dry completely.
Yeah, and he got like the greatest fight ever initially, and he had a good early mid game.
But he also had a really bad fight with the Ultras at some point. Like, really bad. He lost like 60 or 70 supply, I think, almost for free. That was really, really bad.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult for this not to happen, though, because you need to...
But I think that was pushing it. Like, you can have
for
bad
sure, it was
fights
an
with it.
awful engagement. But I have one of those at least a game if I play Ultras, because you don't have vision of the tank line, and then you see a couple of tanks exposed, and you're like, okay, this is a good fight. The snipes go off, you're already committed. At that point, you can't really run away anymore. And then if there's more tanks to the back, like if we had a scan, we wouldn't struggle at all with mech, basically.
Here we go. Zerg's not happy yet with the 150 mineral queen defending everything. The changeling being an energy-based spell to get vision. They also need the scan now. Soon they'll be asking for revelation. You know what's interesting actually is Zerg could technically made everything, and all you need to do is neural an SCV 7 times. But every single Zerg is too lazy to do that.
That is true.
If Zerg just worked a little bit harder, they could do that every single game. It's not that much trouble. It's really easy. I perfected the sequence. You start with 2 or 3 Vipers in which you abduct the SCV multiple times. And then you have the infestors ready waiting. You just build the CC, and from there on out, it's a quick 5-6 minute tech path. Once you have Ravens out, the game is pretty much over.
It's true, yeah.
I actually was surprised. I played a game against Mech once, where I managed to do it, and the Ravens were so sick. Like, just in combination with just Vipers and stuff, like it was like interference matrix is crazy good against the late game Terran.
But it gets countered by Ghost as well, right? So the Ravens...
Yeah, but they haven't figured that out yet. Can't snipe that.
Okay.
It's a flying unit they can't snipe. It makes no sense to them.
I think just scans is enough for me to not lose a game, because I would always see where exactly the Terran army is positioned. The thing with changelings is Terrans kill it automatically because the tanks outrange the vision range of the changeling, so it gets flagged as a Zerg unit and they die usually.
Yeah.
I report 10 as well, by the way.
Yeah. 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Viking pops out. What the heck is MARU doing over here? Viking Liberator Stim. Pretty standard. Actually not playing mech. Or is he? No, he's not. Is this double eBay before barracks?
Yes, it is.
This type of stuff has gotten more common, hasn't it?
I don't think so.
I saw Cure do it a bunch. And I never used to see it.
It's still very rare. Very rare.
Yeah. That's true. It's one of these things. I think I told this to you before already, where I feel like whenever we see eBay rushes, they are very rarely successful. But I think that has more to do with the caliber of the player that usually uses it. Usually people only do upgrade rushes when they want to go for like an 8 racks tank push off of 3 bases, right? And they want to hit like a really hard 2-2 timing. And people that do that type of stuff are usually not favored in the matchup. Because if you're favored in the matchup, you're just going to play a macro game as a Terran, right? So I feel like the statistics on this particular build are skewed in favor of the Zerg. I think upgrade rushes into 8 racks are really, really sick and should be utilized more at the highest level. This was my PowerPoint. Thoughts?
Dude, I mean, I even remember the first time you told me this exact.
Yeah, well, this is a
PowerPoint
theory I've been
presentation.
working on for years now. So whenever I have a chance to bust it out, it comes out.
Do you remember which game it was? Because I do.
It was herO Marine versus Rainer, no?
I thought it was Ryang versus Rainer.
Ooh. Is that the first time I told you?
The first time it told me, at least.
Okay, yeah, it's
'Cause
possible. Yeah.
Ryang beat Rainer with this.
Yeah. It's a good build. I
Yeah.
think it is.
I also don't think you need to all in with it. Like, just having upgrades earlier is nice. You do get just way later first two medevacs.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks in terms of crew spread denial. But you can make up for it later on with good trades. I mean, for someone like Clem, I would never suggest Clem to do it because Clem wins with his momentum usually.
Yeah.
So,
True.
do you think he's gonna Atrax or just play normal?
Well, I saw the second factory. You
Yeah,
don't
second
Atrax with the second factory, right?
Yeah, you don't. I could have seen him do the Atrax one factory mine. You know, with mines.
Yeah, and then fast and Marauders with it, right?
Yeah, mass marauders.
Yeah. You still get a fort base with that often, just a little bit later.
Super late.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
But
mind
it's
that build
also-
either.
It already is uncommon though to go second factory before the 4CC. I think also he also had money for it, so I think it's just a little bit of a mistake.
He also rushed upgrades and then forgot his armory, which is not a great move.
Yeah. But these trades are better than Dark Things because Dark Things he has 1-1 against 0-0,
Yeah.
which is absolutely not the case. Oh, is the door open, please? Okay. No. Oh, I barely got that one Baneling. If two Banelings arrived there in the natural,
Yeah, that's an issue.
could have been trouble. Oh, this was really bad for Dark. Dark basically tried to hit a 1-1 timing, and the 1-1 of MARU finished way earlier than he thought, than he anticipated. Also, this 4 touch of his is out of position. And he already has a macro hatch, but even just this should not be enough production for him to spend his money.
Nice on burrow there by MARU, paying attention to every little detail. He's gonna get 2 more links, mine will fall. I mean, there's no 2-2 even starting here for Dark. Okay, now it does. He's gonna get in faster. There's a lot of gas in the bank. Hardly any creep near his fort base. He's gonna lose all of his creep right now on the top side as well. This is not looking great here for Dark, is it?
It's looking awful for Dark, yeah. The lack of crew spread alone, if the supply was even and the worker count was even, would tilt me in favor of MARU, but he's down 20 supply and he's down 11 workers, so...
I didn't even realize that he was down in workers. That's pretty wild. Infestors are gonna need to put in some serious work.
Well, he's getting 6 of them, so yeah. That is a big part of his army, actually. He needs MARU to mess up with the micro. If MARU just runs in pre-split, I think Dark's just dead.
What's the Bane count? It's like 5? Okay, a little bit higher. It's like 12, maybe? 12,
Yeah,
13.
something like that.
There's a tank here as well, which on this high ground is sick. This spot is crazy for pushing in general. This base seems so hard to hold for a Zerg if you don't have any creep to go up. Oh my god. That's the mother load fungal.
He hit literally every single bio unit there. With the one fungal.
Yeah. I don't think
It's
that
still
fungal
very far
legit
behind,
couldn't
but that
have
was-
been better.
Yeah.
Even Alpha Star wouldn't have been capable of improving that fungal. But Alpha Star would have had 24 workers in the main base, so you know. Pick your battles.
Did you do that also with the Zerg?
Yeah, no clue.
Yeah, so he's just gonna try again. Surely he won't expect another fungal and get fungal again.
No. This is a good fight for MARU, isn't it?
It's a good fight. The queens are blocking the links. Any trade at this point is good for MARU. He still has a 2 full medevacs that are running towards the natural now, so Dark needs to go there. This is also not the entire army of MARU. Okay, he picks up here, sees all the infestors. I mean, he knows what he's dealing with.
I mean, there's no 5th base, and he's building his 5th CC already, 80 workers. I'd love for him to start his 3-3, because that would actually be nice. Is it even possible for Dark to get anything Hive out at any point?
I mean, yeah, if he ever maxes out or gets close to max out, I think that's the plan. He's also floating a lot, so he could just start it. Or
Yeah.
enter.
True.
MARU's supply is so high, but he keeps
Oh, he
attacking
already
there
has
with
a
20 supply. Oh, he has a hive already. Nice.
Oh, in that case, he can just start everything. What are we waiting for? Lambo?
Good priesthood here for MARU.
Lambo, what are we waiting
start
for?
it. It's a mistake.
It's a mistake?
Yeah.
He's floating 2k resources, which is not great.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know what to tell you.
Apologize
this
for
is
your
like
rings.
when I. This is like when I. Oh my god, that one of my head was nasty.
That was nasty indeed. I did not like that one. Hey, this army is just infestors. So there's a quick trick here that if you just don't run in clump, I don't think there's a way that MARU loses this. It's gonna walk forward with 3 marauders and a mine. This is a brilliant move. Now the marines come in. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Keep funneling 3 marauders like 6 times over? Good luck with that. Dude, MARU's owning today. Holy crap.
This game was not close at all. But Dark basically gambled on MARU being out of position for the run-by. These run-bys, if they work, they look so cool. And everybody's like, oh, just do run-bys and then you can beat Clem. But if the Terran is just in position, you lose the game because of it. You need to overmake units in order to even have a chance of running by. So you're actually forced to deal damage, otherwise you're already behind. And then if the run-by arrives, they're in position, it's a bad trade, the game's kind of over. On very high level, right?
Yeah.
So, very frequently, actually, run-bys lose Zergs the game.
But also frequently they win the game. So
They win the game.
what is the takeaway here, Lambo? Only do them when they're good.
No, the takeaway is that it's not just always good. That
Okay, I like that as a takeaway. What's the prescription for Zerg players, though? No bad run-bys.
You gotta smell it. You gotta smell if the
You gotta
Terran's
smell
in
it.
position or not.
Gotta
Maybe
smell
run an SCV, scan, see if he's in position, then run there.
It all boils down to that in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I've
just
blacked
that-
an SCV a couple of times.
You had the 7 infestors is all I'm saying, Lambo.
He did, yeah.
Were these fungals on the Marauders really better than an SCV half finishing a command center then? I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Alright. No low ground wall. Just the high ground barracks. No proxy. You'll love to see it. The old school standard.
Maybe MARU's been practicing again for Katowice. He's looking pretty good this tournament. He beat Cyril and then he got bopped by Cyril, but overall that's still 1 win against Cyril, so we count it as a positive performance.
Yeah. And also that golden aura game, that was something, you know?
Yeah, something to build on.
Yeah.
If you play better early on, like you never play that game and you think, okay, Mech's unplayable.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I also don't think MARU ever thinks that Mech is unplayable.
Yeah, because he keeps playing it.
Yeah, I think he understands. But you only use it at important moments. GSL finals versus Ragnarok. Games versus Serral. When it's looking dire versus dark on Equilibrium. Like that type of stuff. Who out of all the remaining players do you think has the best chance of taking down Serral? Serral said
herO.
Raynor and herO are the scariest for him. But mainly Raynor.
Yeah, Raynor is on paper the scariest. I mean, I am cheering for Raynor. But I really also want to see Cyril versus herO.
Yeah, me too.
Just to see how that looks like.
Ooh, Dark might as well leave, losing a drone. He will only build 4 links though. It's gonna be playing 6 link till the end of time after this experience.
Surely not. His links were almost all full HP. Like you don't play like that, and you think, okay,
Yeah.
I could not have possibly saved that drone somehow.
All I'm saying is that if he opens up with 6 links, he hardly ever loses a drone.
He actually opens 6 links and loses links, which also is terrible.
Yeah, but no drones.
I mean, you should never lose a drone, ever, no matter your link count. The point of 6 links is that you don't lose all your links.
That was a really nice setup.
Yeah.
The perfect position. Overlord's gonna get a full scout as well.
Yeah.
Might even escape.
And he's gonna get out. He's gonna get out. That's starport timing already.
This is a response? The road second gas? 3 gas.
I guess...
Game 1
so.
build, no? Same?
I guess the sniper was too far away from the barracks and he thinks it's not a Banshee.
He's correct.
I mean, game 1 was against Turks, it's a different situation.
But it's the
He is
same build,
correct,
no?
yeah.
Is it 3 gas? Or was it 2 gas?
This is the build that you want to run in to if you play this type of all-in. 100% is what you want to run into. But if the Terran plays properly... Actually, even if the Terran makes like 2 Cyclones, I think it's very difficult.
Can you define properly? What is Terran... if the Terran plays properly, and then you were gonna say probably he should be fine. What's Terran doing here? Like the moment they figure it out?
I think he should make Cyclones and a second Liberator, probably.
Okay.
If he doesn't have quick tank production, which I don't think he will. But if he obviously if he scouts it so late that the factory is already gone from the reactor, he should try to rush out a tank. Get 3 bunkers in the natural, split, not next to each other.
So you need to hold the natural, you say?
Yes, okay. You cannot ever give up the natural. It's too much stuff there.
MARU is kind of getting run around with these cars though. He's not really figuring it out. Now he's gonna move towards the right side. Not sure if he's gonna scout it, as the roaches take an alternate path.
He's being so greedy. He's making a reactor with the factory. He's not even getting a tank ever anytime soon.
Car's now going back home. Gets a scan in. Sees the roach warren and another gas there. Starts 3 bunkers instantly. Doesn't have a full wall. Cars come back home. Liberator's gonna come back home. There are biles ready to clear that Liberator though. Hellions do manage to sneak back in towards the natural. He's SCV on hold position. Could perhaps help out. They're A-moving though, not hold positioning. Biles miss. It's a bit of a mistake there out of dark. So that zone is going to be hard to enter. 1 bunker might finish on the far left. But, oh, the second bunker finishes as well. MARU with a potential hold here, no?
I doubt it. Oh, he actually gets a decent amount of ravages here, but there's just no SCVs to repair left. And there's still Zerglings coming across. Dark's also floating a shitload of resources. So I think he missed an inject or 2. But this is already too much damage. I think this was the best builder he could have possibly run into. And then on top of it, he just didn't figure it out. And this is not hard to figure out. If you see the lack of Jones at the third, you already know.
There's some good clues. Yeah, he was busy chasing links. Just in the bottom left corner, everywhere. Well done by Dark. Good fake. Now, if you're Dark and you analyze this series so far, you've done Roach All-Ins twice, and you've played macro games twice. The Roach All-In score is 2-0, and the macro game score is 0-2. Now, Lambo, what is the chance he goes for another Roach All-In right away? Or does he want to first lose another macro game? What are your thoughts on this?
I think the chance of MARU going for a Banshee build is extremely high, so I think he shouldn't all-in. Personally. He can do some other tricky stuff in a macro game. It's not like he has no chance to beat MARU in a macro game.
Like what?
Just play normal and not do the random ling run by 160 workers for starters. I think that would already help.
I like the thought of that. Oh, we actually got to do some shout-outs real fast, sorry. Odd Jobs with €2 says, hook the bite and hoist the Meisenmast, Cap'n R. Thank you for the €2 and the kind message that I understand. Kevin Hart sends $10 and says, good morning from Milwaukee. Also, thank you, Kevin Hart, once more. Catbird Sis with 65 Swedish kroner says, StarCraft II is the best game. Also very kind. And over on Twitch, we have Fish151 giving out 5 community subs, giving 1,000 bits, and Booyah gifting 100 bits twice, telling me that Lambo is here. I'm going to use that trick again tomorrow. That's a good one. That's very nice. What are the chances we get a mech game from MARU? This is a question from the YouTube chat.
I think maybe game 7. I don't think side delta is specifically good for mech. Although
Why?
I think it's still possible. Base is very far apart from each other. Very difficult to get a good tank line set up. So yeah, I think...
What if you imagine you take triangle third and then take the bottom one? I feel like there's some nice tank positions there. I always feel like the ramps are quite... No? Or you don't agree?
Pretty open, I think, that fourth place. Like, very open. You can come from...
Yeah, but you have the high ground then with tanks, no? I guess you don't really cover a whole lot from there.
The third base or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not cover the PF.
Okay. I also feel like I just don't see a lot of... I feel like whenever I see mech being played nowadays, it is not like Terran is struggling defending the fort. It's almost always the fifth. But maybe that has to do with the maps that I see mech being played on. But it feels like Terran has so much map control early with the Cyclone Banshee that by the time they get to go across the map, we're talking fifth bases, not fourth bases. Am I wrong there, or?
Depends on the style. With the mass Cyclone style for sure. But if he just opens with a normal mech and then goes into tanks, it looks a little different.
But isn't normal mech just way less, like, if we're gonna see mech most of the time, it's Cyclone mech anyway, you know? So then having a difficult fourth base, is that really a good argument not to play it?
I mean, I think so. Because if you have okay, let's say you play Cyclone Hellion mech, right? And the Zerg just maxes out on Hydra Ling Bane. You're not going to be able to defend any base that is exposed like this with the mass cyclone. Okay. So you need to transition into tanks eventually. MARU going for an Overlord snipe, by the way. Ooh. Hoping to go for an Overlord snipe, but Dark was searching for Proxy Rex.
Neither player is going to find what they're looking for. I think Dark's going to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that is good news for Dark.
Looking for Proxy Rex is a little bit like doing an STD test, you know? You hope you don't get anything. Because even if you find it, it's gonna be rough.
It's true. When I play a tournament, I'm like, okay, I scout for the proxy, I still hope there is none.
Yeah. But if you find the Overlord, that's nice. That would have been real nice. All right. This was not a gas first, by the way.
What do you mean?
Well, usually when I see these types of low ground builds, it's done with a gas first, no? But I guess it's technically a gas first because he went Marine instead of Reaper.
Yeah, not the Overlord snipe. Those are usually delayed gas, so you can get out 2 Marines.
Ah. I didn't see what his gas timing was.
It was probably like 18 or something. They delay it so they can get out 2 Marines.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise you could make the factory right away and then the reactor.
Starport. Where's that bad boy going up? Is that a main? Oh, it's a hell battle in.
Now this is why to me.
Why?
Because he is the one that keeps winning the macro games and he's losing to Roachalans. So he does a build that's blind countered by Roachalans. And also, he can't, like, the chance of this getting you into an even macro game is very low. You might catch your opponent off guard, but you know, it's a weird decision for me, for how the series has been going so far.
Yeah. MARU is a wild player. I love it. Lots of gas in the bank for Dark, so could produce a couple of these bad boys. Also is getting some Overlord space, some capacity. 5 Marines moving across. This is gonna hit really early, but I don't think it's early enough to hit before these roaches are gonna be out. Overlord's gonna scout this. Queen count not necessarily too low either. That's what, 5? 5 are out.
I mean, if I would know beforehand that this is happening, this is how I would respond. This is the perfect response. It is the worst build order to go into if you're MARU. Dark skipped Zergling speed, so he had gas for many roaches. He built the roaches at the perfect time. So MARU didn't even turn around right away. He lost all of his... I mean, this was just as bad as it gets. Literally the worst possible outcome.
The worst possible outcome.
I mean, he could have lost at the same time to a Zergling run by while having his Sting open or something, but it is the best build pretty much for Dark. The MARU is completely dead. It's not even close.
The full cam, it gets me every single time, Lambo. Like, I don't know. They've done it 7 times without a response out of the player every single time. It's so good. It makes me so happy. This card's actually dealing some damage though. Actually, more damage than I'd ever expected. But at the same time, Roach is also moving in. There's a single Banshee there is gonna help out. Eventually, this is going to dry up, this pressure. Gonna snipe the cloak, which would be nice.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. So it doesn't even need spores. I mean, it's terrible for MARU. In every way, really, he's behind.
In every way, he is behind. Down in workers. Down in units. And these roaches are legit just walking across the map. There's a drone here for the macro hedge.
Make a hedge.
Spray. Please spray. And then we do a full screen on Maru's face.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Please spray. No.
You have like 3 sprays saved up at this point in the game as well, which you can all throw out there. That's such a high tier move.
Do you think they changed their sprays? The Koreans?
Yeah, I bet Dark has a spray. I bet Dark sprays against Prologue players on the ladder sometimes. It wouldn't surprise me. I love the Spire here. Did you watch game 1? Yeah, you did, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Spire into Roach.
Well, I think you just want to play Mudas and then gets clamped and then he only makes 1 Muda.
Imagine he does it again though. Goes a Spire for a single Muda and then a Roach all in.
He's gonna make more Mudas this time. Muda into Roach is terrible, but if you're this far ahead, you can really do whatever you want. But Muda into just Ling Bane with a lot of Roaches at first is also an actual thing that exists.
It's not very popular though, is it?
Only on Ratu set, because on Ratu set, gas is very common, and very frequently you need a Roach Horn. If you take a pocket base, especially because there's a tank spot that can shoot your natural.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's what he's doing this game. He's just playing normal Muda with a lot of Roaches at first, and then into Muda Ling Bane. I think this is his plan.
This guy in the chat just said, there's no way that Mario scored 2. Do you think he actually doesn't know his real name?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It would be great though if he thinks that there's an Italian plumber playing right now. He looks at these guys, the guy on the right looks like an Italian plumber.
He does have the beard.
Yeah. Muda's popping in over here. Up 50 supply. Is Dark. And no turrets done. This, to me, seems like a key opportunity for MARU to hit the F10 button and then click surrender. This is not looking great for him.
Now, I was very surprised by this build order choice.
Yeah.
And the more I think it, the less it makes sense. So why do you think he did it? Do you think MARU sometimes just feels like doing something?
What if he's a pre-planner? You know what I mean? A plan for every map. A plan for every map. Stick with the plan. Don't change based on what happens in the series. I can kind of respect that.
But then what kind of a plan is this? So Helvedal and Dark plays Roaches like 70% of his games.
But maybe he had insider info that we don't have. The thing is, I rate Maru's build orders very often. So it's hard for me to, you know?
It's true.
And it's not like Hellbat all-ins are inherently bad. So maybe he had some info somewhere.
Do not tell that to Artosis.
What, the Hellbat all-ins are not inherently bad?
Yes.
He doesn't like the
controversial take. That's a very controversial take.
Just because they never win doesn't mean they're bad. This game is ending now. Alright. Roach coming in. Dark is great at setting up these Roach fights, by the way. I mean, this game wasn't close, but he's actually... Whenever you see him do 1-1 Roach attacks, I think the spread and the movement of the Roaches is fairly impressive. That always looks cool. I like it. What do you think is the chance here that MARU just plays mech twice?
Very low.
Would you approve of it, though?
I mean, if I was his coach, I would tell him to just play Banshee into Bio, please, because the other guy keeps doing Roach pressures. But yeah, I would approve, at least on Alkiona. I think on Solaris it's a little bit too easy to die randomly to something like a Queen drop Roach Ling all in if you play mech as a follow-up.
Queen drop?
Roach Ravage Ling, yeah.
And this is of 66 drones.
Could be 66, could be 60, could be 50.
Okay.
Honestly, doesn't really matter.
Many options.
On a very short map, mech can be quite scary to play.
Even just it feels like Cyclone Banshee just doesn't die. I don't like. You guys sometimes talk about things that I don't see happening. It's like I actually can't recall seeing a game in which Cyclone Banshee mech just died to like an all-in.
Like
I guess I just don't see it being played so often.
The last 2 times Gabe played against Solar, he died to that.
Okay.
If you wanna watch it. Like the Atlanta series they played. I think on that map Gabe also tried it and he died to that.
Okay.
I think it was mostly though because it was out of position. I think you can theoretically hold it if you play it perfectly, for sure. Everything with Hellion, Cyclone, Banshee. It's just if you make a mistake and you're out of position.
Yeah.
If you're somewhere on the map, you miss the move out, you're not kiting from the middle of the map.
And I think one of the things that does feel a bit frustrating sometimes with Hellion Cyclone is that if there's like a run by or something and you're caught in the middle of a Cyclone production cycle, is that it takes really long for these bad boys to pop out.
Yeah. But that is not really map dependent, right?
No, so it might be easy to get caught, you know? It's like, oh, I need to move back with my units because there's like 6 links and it's 14 more seconds until the next Cyclone pops out. And then all of a sudden out of position and the Queen show up with the Roaches and it's all frustrating and life sucks. So I can see how some of that stuff would work, actually. That's what I always notice when I play it myself, is how frustrating Ling run-bys are.
Yeah. This goes away, though, if you stop thinking about it like being like you're being on a timer. You can also just leave some Hellions. Like even just 2 Hellbats clean up the Ling run-bys. Usually the thing that's very effective against this is like small Ling run-bys, because Terran usually F2s all the Cyclones forward and they send all the Cyclones forward. But you can also just split off Hellions. You have a lot of them. So
yeah, that's allowed.
It is not impossible to deal with by any means. Even just leaving 2 Banshees there. Any amount of links trades really poorly against 2 Banshees and just the SCVs.
I like that.
Stacking.
Here comes the Reaper. Dark only building 2 links? No, 4 links.
Oh no.
Imagine if he builds 2 though.
On Solaris, that would be pretty sick. He loses 2 links here. Oh, MARU missed like 2 times there.
Could get 1 more link if Dark decides to commit there. 2 links total. That's a... Usually Terrans are happy with this. 2 links.
Yeah, I think on this map 1 is the norm. Or is what I am satisfied if I just lose 1 Zergling against, let's say, Clem or Diego.
So what are we gonna do here? Oh, this feels like Banshee, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is the build you said you would tell him if you were his coach.
Yes. 3CC Hellion Banshee into Bio. Even into mech, like it's safer than what he did before. And it doesn't struggle with Roaches.
I like it. Second extractor. Lambo.
I think this is just a... I don't think this is an all-in, I think this is a pressure, if anything. Like he makes a couple of Roaches without anything else and he tries to walk them across the map. MARU's playing Viking again, so... this
Maybe Viking into Raven.
So even greedier than Viking into Liberator.
Yeah. Yeah, that would
I think Viking into Banshee. I think he's gonna go Viking into Banshee. No, he's not. Or is he? No, he is, right?
It's the
He's making
second
a
tech lab that's being built
yeah.
here.
So it has to be.
Has to be, yeah.
Because a Raven.
That's what Innovation used to do, no? Viking single Banshee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think MARU's not doing that though. He's going Viking, and then he's hoping his opponent skips spores because he's starting with a Viking. He's gonna hide 2 Banshees and cloak them across from half field.
It's gonna work against this as well, though, like a charm.
Yeah, but this is just a pressure. This is not an all-in. So
yeah, but I mean, you still want to do something, no? Gonna scout it instantly. So here, the ideal play is to run by the cars, correct? Like, theoretically. It's not possible because you don't know if there's going to be links behind it, but against this particular version of the build, if MARU at any point realizes there are no links and he can get across or can get past these roaches, he's in a sick spot.
Yeah, the game would end if you run best the Hellions. But Dark's out in the series, so this is a decent gamble. The fact that he's making 2 Cyclones, I'm not sure if he finished them or not, is also bad for MARU because those will not contribute too much. How does he have? Does he have 2 in right now? Okay.
A couple of roaches are gonna go down here. These Marines joining the fight as well. 4 barracks on the way, all at once here for MARU. 10 more drones on the way for Dark. It's gonna go up to 70 workers actually. Hellions running by. Roach is not in position to deal with this. But good enough split. Instantly they're out of Dark. Only loses 4 drones. Work count looking okay for the Zerg player here. Like, what was the downside of doing this? Was the response out of MARU just not good enough, or am I missing something?
No, I think the supply is a little bit inflated by roaches. I think this is a very even game.
Okay.
But this... Basically, he skipped a couple of queens and he skipped link speed in order to do this. So the way to punish this would be, as you said, with the Hellion Rampage. This is what this would have been worst against. And instead of those extra queens and the extra Zerglings, he got the roaches out and he pressured a little bit. So that slowed down MARU. But at the same time, he also slowed down his own creep spread. And his own tech, obviously. MARU forgot his +1 armor, which is pretty bad though.
One Banshee gonna get taken out. Losing a Banshee is really freaking annoying. Banshees have so much value, just literally at any point in the game. You can have them with pushes. They're great against any type of roach run or any roach attacks. Like, imagine this as a 1-1 roach attack and you have these 2 Banshees still alive. That's so nice. Actually, it pretty much denies any type of 1-1 roach attack, doesn't it? If there's Banshees.
Yeah, you
out,
don't 1-1 roach attack into Banshees.
Yeah.
You would need to bring queens.
It's a hassle.
And the queens can't never... Like, you will always be able to shoot roaches where the queens are not there.
It's getting a Baneling Nest, Ling Speed. Started his 1-1 upgrades for range, though. As well as a quick hive. So I thought that we were going to see some serious cave bobbing here, going into that quick lurker. But maybe just a transition into adrenal glands, melee upgrades after this.
Ultras. It's going to be very fast ultras.
Oh.
He also took the rich gas base, so he's going to have a lot of gas. He's probably going to get Vipers right away and then Ultra Caverns, I guess.
Also throws in a handful of Infestors in the mix. It's a nice smoothie of Zerg units here. Let's see how MARU is going to deal with all of this. Taking out a couple of tumors as Dark expands towards the top side of the map rather than the bottom. Of course, that rich Vespine Geyser base is there. I don't think that gas has been taken, by the way. Looks unoccupied on the minimap to me.
Which is a mistake, obviously. If you have this base, you can take it and then just pull the guys from the other gas there.
Yeah. You can just have more mineral mining if you please, or you can have more gas income. It's always a mistake. Yeah.
I wonder how MARU is going to play this out. MARU is playing it very proper against these types of styles where you're not forced to attack. Usually he doesn't really attack with the tanks. Whereas most Terrans will. MARU is playing it like the Zergs always tell you to play. Which is just keep the tanks at home against Roach Ravager styles. The Roach Ravager styles are good against attacks, and if the other guy doesn't attack, you won't get value of your Roach Ravager. And you will need to trade it out, which is super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And one other thing that MARU has done, which many other people have not done is he stops Marine production at some point. And just starts making only the good units. Extra tanks, extra starport units, some marauders, and then eventually goes. And instead just uses the extra minerals for extra CCs. He already is starting 3 extra CCs.
Yeah, despite not being maxed out. This is very rare. This is actually a very good point that you raise. Like I said, so often you see Terran players just straight up max out with Marines, which is very easy to do and comfortable, because Marines are, you know, a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to the supply. But MARU very consciously making decision to cut out all Marines out of his diet and just go straight into command centers. And then either use the gas on Ghost or maybe sprinkle in a couple of Marauders, some factory units. There's no serious risk of him dying anyway. And he doesn't think that he doesn't want to do a max push. He's really setting himself up for a 6-6 late game. Holy cow.
Yeah. Because if you're the one that maxed out on Marines, you also want to be trading out your units, right? Because you want to add those ghosts later on.
Yeah.
And now it's on Dark. Dark will be the one that has to attack into MARU. And MARU already is using the money much earlier than other Terrans would. Other Terrans would have maxed out with Marines, even if they would have not have attacked, which is still the correct call to not attack. They would have then started their CCs way later. So this is definitely better. He also now has way more factory units than you otherwise would have had, because he was constantly producing factory units.
And now I can just get the Ghost Academy, start working on his gas with the Rich Speen, and start pumping Ghosts at a high pace. You know, I have another opinion. The second one of the day.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're on fire. I think... Oh wait, hold that. We'll watch this fight first. The Vipers flying in. A couple of Banelings here. This looks to be an attack with some potential, perhaps. MARU was not ready for it. I don't think he had a sensor tower either to really see it coming. And this is indeed the trade out you were talking about. So far we've mainly been trading out Ling Bane though, rather than losing the Roach Ravager. At least we got to kill a couple of SCVs. I don't think Maru's going to be too worried about this. He goes for a mine drop. Now, back to my opinions. I think that if you have this type of eco this early on in the game, you should add 2 more barracks to get quicker ghost production.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad opinion to have. I
didn't say it was a hot take. I just said that, you know, it's different from the standard that we see.
It for sure is. They never make more than 8 racks. Unless sometimes they expand with orbitals and try to play much more with order. Then sometimes they get more. Oh, this drop is wild. I'm a little bit afraid for MARU that if Dark goes now, he will lose his bases, but the drop reveals itself sooner than Dark wanted to attack, so that's a great setup though, with the 2 spores and the Ultra and the Lynx.
Yeah.
It's impossible to unload there.
Beautiful. Impossible to unload. Hydra Den, Spire, Burrow, +2 range, Carapace upgrades. We're making this a late game. Well, we already made it a late game. MARU kind of went head first into a late game by building 4 command centers 8 minutes into the game.
The chat called your take an ice cold take, but I think that's not entirely fair. Because literally no Terran does it. So it's at least lukewarm.
It's because my chat is made up out of contrarians, so they already believe all of these things as well. So for them, this is just, you know, this just makes sense. Which hurts the contrarian, so they have to lash out at me. Often with personal insults about my intelligence. But they kept it civil today. That's okay. I can take it. Six bases, Greater Spire. You know what I often feel as well, Lambo? Is that Zergs, they stay a little long often on these throwaway armies. And I know that very often when I talk to Zergs about this, they'll say things like, but if you switch into Brood Lords too fast, having map control is very hard. But then, what is map control worth if you can never take a good fight? Like, I don't realistically see Dark getting any good trades anymore at this point with this throwaway army, no? Like, the map is freaking covered in mines and all the, like, freaking turrets. There's enough ghost. Should we just be crafting the best army possible?
Are you seeing what MARU is producing?
4 barracks and a nuke.
Yeah, MARU is so cool.
Yeah.
Whenever the off-racers think of something that could help Terran, he already thought of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing is indeed, if you go for Brute Lords, you can't do anything with them and you just lose map control. Let's say you go for Brute Lords, you want to start pushing somewhere, you will start losing bases.
Which bases would he start losing? Like
where do you want him to push? So the only advantage of making Brute Lords earlier on would be to push, right? Because I mean, the moment you make Brute Lords, it's gonna be hard for you to defend every base. The game just becomes harder for you. They don't do anything for you initially, unless you push. So let's say you push. You want him to push the top or the bottom, depending on where he pushes. Half of MARU's army can defend it. It's very similar actually to the ZVP, and you can just go and push the other side, and the rest of your army just doesn't trade effectively against most of what the Terran has. Brute Lords are mostly a surprise unit, where if there's no Thors ready, you can have one good push where you force a good trade for you. And they're just not good by themselves, is the issue. If Brute Lords were fine by themselves, they would be okay. But they are really not.
Perhaps a Brood Lord buff in the next patch.
Perhaps a Brood Lord buff.
Where you could increase their speed, their HP, and their damage.
The triple buff, just like the Cyclone.
And the Void Ray. All units that ended up being broken got a triple buff.
Yeah. So maybe we just kept it at 2.
Yeah.
2 buffs and call it a day.
2 buffs and call it a day. Then it can be broken. That's a very good takes. Nuke at the same base again. Dark knew that was going to happen there, so he just checked. There's a lot of bio in this army, by the way. Holy crap. Gonna run back to the mines. This is an interesting fight. That usually means that no clue what happens.
Just a full medevac there to a mine splash. You see Dark's playing with his throwaway units, but since he's not throwing them away and MARU is actually attacking into him, he's fighting even trades. Which is very impressive. The way Zerg wins is either you try to break the Terran, you keep running into them, you try to break them. This is one possibility. Second possibility, you outmine them by out-expanding them.
Okay.
And then you can trade a little bit worse, but in the end of the day, you just win by having more stuff. And then the third, which is what Dark sometimes tries to do, is you just trade efficiently. And this is very hard to do as Zerg. But Dark basically does stay on these throwaway armies, but he doesn't actually throw them away. So he doesn't trade negatively. But at the same time, he also doesn't out-expand his opponents. He played many games like this on Grassman. I've seen him play many times. And it can sometimes work, but it's difficult.
Oh, a little bit of a fight here. Gonna move back.
Okay, he's gonna go back. You
can do that.
What did you want to say?
Aren't you forgetting about the fourth option of a potential, stroke or heart failure on the Terran's part?
Hasn't happened yet in my games, but yeah.
You can always hold out some hope for that. So 4 options, realistic options, that we have in the ZVT late game matchup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Planetary here on the bottom side. Honors is going to be a good trade for the Planetary. He's all by himself against Lynx. Gonna be close. How many kills is he gonna get there? Maybe 20? 25? Both players losing a base.
Does he have a dream? That died is slow. I guess MARU doesn't forget the building armor.
Nah, he doesn't. You know what he has forgotten so far though? The Raven. The MARU and Ryung Raven. The only 2 players in the world above 5k MMR that think Ravens are controllable in the late game.
Well, you're above 5k too, are you that bad?
No. About 5.4, about 5469 MMR. Ravens are controllable in the late game. How many ghosts are, man? These armies look huge already. 19 minutes into the game, couple of snipes going down. Another base is gonna get taken out. This base was taken very late for Dark, by the way. That's one of the disadvantages if you expand towards the top, is that bottom base, he might not actually mine that out this game. It's a huge fungal coming in. Baneling's too far back though. Nuke's going down as well here. Is gonna get cancelled. Are the splits good enough? I think they are. Or perhaps the Baneling counters isn't large enough. Dark's running out of units. And there's plenty of ghosts still around. 8 Liberators being produced at a time. The ship weapon upgrades do suck. Not sure if we have advanced ballistics either. But these ghosts by themselves are doing a phenomenal... This is a win.
Yeah, this is a win. Dark just had still Roaches and Hydras. His army was so bad. In all of these fights, he did not have enough Ling Bane to ever threaten these units. Look, he had like 7 Roaches, 11 Hydras there.
Yeah.
I think a couple of Ravagers left over. And then he had a bunch of Infestors as well. His actual fighting force was not that scary. So even while staying on that throwaway army, which is supposed to let you keep the map control, he still just MARU walked on the map and killed him. And I think that was a third very decisive win in a normal macro game from MARU. So he now lost 3 games in the early game and he won 3 games in the normal game.
Time for a hell battle in game 7.
Time for Proxy Rex.
Proxy Rex into a hell battle in of 1 base. On Alcyone. You lost it. I think Alcyone is probably the map that I've seen the most late games on in this particular matchup. I feel like every time I watch that map, it goes into a late game. No?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens very frequently.
Couple of shout outs here. We have Fish151, who donated 1,000 bits once more. He said, love the casting, great insight into the mind of a pro player. Thanks Lambo for that. And then Catbird Sis, a petition for the new Harambo channel season. It's on the way, Catbird Sis, don't worry. Soon.
Hey, what about, since you have a lot of viewers right now, what do you guys think my punishment should be for the Harambo?
For getting destroyed.
Loss? Yeah.
By
having terrible guesses. By the way, I am super sorry about my rank roulette episode because I always play, whenever you drop a new rank roulette, I play with Hannah at breakfast. And I literally would have made finals every single time. I think I got so good at guessing the...
You're just like them.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
It's such a terrible feeling. I also think this is my take, is that if you try to if you're in the episode and you try to speak, it becomes a lot harder than if you just watch from home.
Just like the guys in the YouTube comments, they always have 2 points. I thought this episode was a little bit harder than the past few weeks. I got almost 2 points this time.
Almost. Someone ended up with 1 point.
They're all so freaking good, man. They're all so perfect.
Yeah, I was very upset. I was very upset.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that good because I think it's very difficult to be that good consistently, but always good enough to be in the finals. Because the score to get in the finals is actually quite easy, I think. It's like 12 or something.
Yeah, we'll see in the next few episodes what's going to happen there.
Okay.
Actually, not sure if much going to change from that. We'll have to wait and see. I think I actually need one more guest. I've been getting ghosted.
You can get... What if you just get a random guy from YouTube comments? And that always says he's so good. As long as he has a good camera and microphone.
I think it would be better if he has neither of these things. He just types in the Discord chat. I could do it, actually. Not bad, man. All right. Final game here of this best of 7.
Did the chat come up with anything good for the punishment?
They told you to drink lukewarm water, I think. They had nothing. They want you to play Terran in the next tournament. I was reading some of the YouTube chat suggestions. A one-handed live stream. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing you play with one hand.
But on my main account or what? I guess against viewers?
Yeah, viewers. We can maybe set something up like that. Get you to take on some of these guys with one hand. I feel like usually the cutoff there almost always is like diamond-ish. No?
Yeah, it depends on if I'm allowed to use the Naga. Because with the Naga, I'm pretty sure I can get Grandmaster pretty easily. Because I have 12 buttons.
Yeah, yeah. You have to drink non-sparkling water for a week. This is a rougher punishment for Germans than you're aware of.
I actually don't drink sparkling water.
Because you have a brain. Does Hannah drink sparkling water? No way, right?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Also find it disgusting.
Yeah. I think that's a good selection criteria as well for your significant other. Just making sure they don't like sparkling water. Yeah, it's really messed up. All right.
But you like with the water with the fruits inside, and I don't like that either.
No, I like that. The water with the fruits inside is good, but it is different than regular water. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Cucumber water, like the strawberry water, then lime water. Yeah, I could eat this. I could drink this for days. Absolutely. The thing is that it should never be the standard. This is a special thing. The problem with the Sparky boys is that they pretend like sparkling water is in direct comparison with regular water, and the sparky water is just better. And that's not the case. It can be your replacement. Just like the fruit water can be your replacement. Although I love these fruit. Like cucumbers, man, it's so tasty. I love that, yeah.
Cucumber water is tasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
It tastes like the smell of cucumber.
What does cucumber even smell?
Very strong smell, yeah. You can always smell it if it's being cut. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, definitely. Because it doesn't have a super strong taste, I think, is what you think of. But yeah, strong smell.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right. Did Dark forget speed? Someone asked. No, this is actually how he likes to open a lot. Is if he can get away with it, it's not getting speed. And then go fast into roaches, feel safe. This is the... Hey, I haven't seen this particular build yet. This is the 2 Cyclone into Hellions.
It's just a normal 2cc build, but instead of 2 extra Hellions, he made 2 Cyclones, which is very good against no speed because they can kite forever. This is actually the reason why we don't play gasless anymore, because Cyclone... If your first 2 factory units are Cyclones, you just lose the game. Pretty much.
Yeah, because there's nothing that can take him.
Yeah, this is not as bad, but still it's going to be annoying, at least.
Yeah, because you have no speed roaches. If you can take out some of these tumors, that would have been huge. And also the ramp is definitely helping Dark there.
I think he's way too passive. I don't know what... First of all, he should send the Marines back. I think it's cute and all that they were chilling around here, but I think MARU was not confident enough because he had no information. He didn't go Reaper, he doesn't know the speed timing. So he's playing it way too careful. These Cyclones should have constantly been fighting the roaches. Oh, he ran by the Hellions. 3 drones going down. The roaches are trying to fight the Cyclones mid-map. I know MARU is very fast and very good, so I doubt the Cyclones should die at any point. MARU actually going for a delayed Banshee once he saw the roaches.
Yeah, the micro has been very good. He hardly took any damage here. He took away the Liberator and he killed 7 drones. Kept, well, 0 Hellions alive, but technically 2. Just the routing here back home was incorrect.
I think he just didn't shoot the roaches, my man. But
nah, no, there was 1 roach in the red, completely.
Yeah.
No, nah, and maybe 2 of them
times.
died. You didn't see them anymore because they died already.
I'm willing to bet you that not 2 roaches died.
That is a rewriting of history here by the Zerg players again.
You wanna bet?
No, I don't bet. I'm not a betting man, Lambo. If I were a betting man, however, I take this any day of the week.
I give you 3-1 odds that he didn't kill 2 roaches.
Not a betting man, Lambo. You can't tempt me, you devil. There's no way I'm going there. You know, it starts with a 3-1 bet, and before I know it, I'm betting on Albanian women's football on a Sunday morning. This is not how I want to spend my time or my mental energy. Not getting tricked into it again.
Well, MARU supply blocked, and he made 4 Cyclones. I think this overall was not bad for Dark whatsoever.
Okay.
This is a massive supply block. A lot of production time loss. I think he can just start at 4th. I think Terran should just The cool thing with Terran, if you're supply block, is you can just start the new structures, and that's kind of okay. You should have just started at 4cc.
Why would it be kind of okay? Why is it better with Terran than with TOS?
Because you can't defend that. You can't lift your Nexus.
Oh, like that. Ah, okay. Just the CC. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
It would be pretty sick if you're supply blocked and then you get a 4th Nexus just for chrono boost, but it's not as useful as if you get 4cc earlier on and have mules from it.
You build it in the main.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally what he did. He couldn't produce, so he just had the money for CC and he started it.
Yeah.
And now he's supply blocked again.
Yeah.
Forgot his armory. This game is very messy from MARU.
Yeah. Mechanically, not his strongest performance. But as long as he gets into a stable late game, which it seems that's where we're heading once more, as Dark has decided to throw down the Infestation Pit, the Baneling Nest, he's going into Carapace and Melee Upgrades, who was also, by the way, massively supply blocked here, 122. Not the biggest deal, though, if he doesn't want to build any more workers.
Yeah.
Zerg is the race that can be supply blocked without any real issue.
If you're not being attacked.
Sorry?
If you're not being attacked and if you're not in the process of droning up.
Yeah.
It's the best for sure, by far.
But even in the process of droning up, it's better to be supply block as Zerg than it is for Terran or TOS. Because you're not delaying your next workers.
So true, yeah.
Yeah. Once again, the most forgiving race.
The most forgiving race. Until you play against an actual pressure build and you die because you're supply blocked. Every time the adepts move out, I try to make Roaches I'm supply blocked. I'm like, well, I guess this game has ended.
This actually is a serious drop here. What the hell? Killed 6 queens? Or 5? A lot of queens. 5. Okay. Wow. That kind of came out of left field. 1-1 upgrades against no Carapace, I guess. That definitely did help. MARU up in supply against a lot of Roaches. Almost feels like there is a realistic 2-2 timing against this, no?
I think he's just going to play late game. There might be, but I think he's just going to play exactly the same as he did in the map before.
But, yeah, I guess. Fair play. Vipers are pretty quick as well, though. So maybe not the brightest. I guess it's so easy as a Terran to get tricked into thinking you can kill the other guy with tanks.
He's doing it. Okay, now he sees the hive's already done. He's still going for it. I mean, there's no creep out of the base. I don't disagree. I think this is... there's a good chance that he will kill him with this. After how much damage that double drop did. It also slowed down the cruise spread a shitload. But yeah, attacking into Roaches is what it is. It can be very difficult from time to time.
Yeah.
But just the fact of there being literally 0 creeper is so nice from MARU. Who's already getting up a 5th base while Dark's on 4 base. So he doesn't have to push here. But as you said, he feels like he can. So he's trying to do it.
He's gonna move forward. Very high speed here. Wants to really hit tightly. Run by coming in. This is, of course, something you open yourself up to if you're moving out with your entire army. F2's back home. As he's struggling with this Ling run by. Perhaps now regretting this move out. Although the tank is holding. Drop on the left side, taking out the 5th base as well. The 4th base is gonna get taken out.
Yeah, this is still fine for MARU. But
yeah.
Dark really needed this run by. Without the run by, there's a good chance that he just dies on the side of the map, so...
Yeah,
as unfortunately,
he had to hit 3 Adrenal. Sorry?
Yeah, it alleviated the pressure from him.
He's so good with this stuff, no? The little burrows and...
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Yeah. It looks frustrating to play against. And it always happens. Now that burrows out, these infestors are going to be much more dangerous as well. 2-2 about to finish up. So Dark managed to wait this out perfectly. Oh.
You fungal here, right? You unburrow, you fungal. Everything. This is why we don't move out. MARU will sit in his base for the rest of the game. I can guarantee you.
That's the last time this guy's going swimming in the water. Ay. The crocodile's got him. No 3-3 yet, by the way, for MARU. Neither for Dark, who actually has the cash available for it. Does have Adrenal Glands, could potentially unburrow some of these links, but right now, in this campy position, not quite what he wants. It's gonna create a little bit of chaos first in the natural, maybe running towards the main. There's no depot wall anymore towards the main. That means that the tank isn't very secure. There's more links moving towards the far right side of the map. Dark finding a little bit of momentum here. He's gonna get a couple of kills. Link's not unburrowed yet at the third base. Could have definitely added into the chaos at the moment as 15 workers fall. That's a CC, that's an orbital.
Yeah, that's the early fourth that he made because of the supply blocks earlier. So, I mean, I think it paid off by now. I think that is worth losing a couple of SCVs 4 minutes later, as he's now also trying to bust the planetary at the 5th base. I wish we could get a shot of it. It died. It actually died. So, MARU losing his 5th base. He has a lot of extra CC, so he can replace it, but still a big blow to his economy at the moment, because a gold base that is mining still helps with the momentum of the game. He really needs to start 2-3 at some point. He forgot about it for a long time already.
The observer is going to be real confused when he pans back to the, to the 5th base, sees an orbital there, or a planetary morphing. He's like, what? I thought that was done already. Must have been cancelled. Look, he hasn't seen it yet. for the not paying attention viewer, this is nothing changed. Yeah, we saw it on the minimap, that's it.
I mean, yeah, I'm casting from the minimap half the time. I don't actually look at the screen. Oh my god, he's pushing again. He's completely open for Lingra, but I still no wall in the main. I don't think he ever had a wall here as well, because he opened with the low ground wall. And this is huge. This time, this one tank that saved his ass so many times over the last few minutes of the game is also completely exposed, and he's gonna lose so many SCVs. He will lose all the SCVs in the natural, all the SCVs in the main, all the SCVs at the 3rd, a bunch of SCVs at the 4th as well. Goes down to 40 SCVs. Needs to lift his orbital as well.
Oh, here comes Dark at the same time. Some good multitasking. Can he get a fight though? Baneling stuck in the back. Not going to connect. I wonder if MARU was paying attention. Seeing these Marines chase makes me believe the answer was no. 40 workers have been taken out. Wait, the orbital died?
Yeah, lost the orbital in the natural, and now once again all the tanks here have died or are blinding clouded. So the 5th base goes down once again. And MARU, why the hell did you move out? Is the question, because if you just sit back and play a late game, you're destroying him. I don't get why he moved out again. I understand that there's no creep there, and it seems like maybe you're letting an opportunity to win the game slip away, but I don't feel like he ever is in any danger of losing these games when he's not... When he just lets it go on. Like, he's so good in late game.
And he also... During that, usually one of the things you do while you're pushing as a Terran is you still always have 2 medevacs somewhere else on the map. So you keep some pressure on there, making it harder for Zerg to run by, because it requires 3 moving groups at the same time for the Zerg player, which can be difficult. And MARU had none of that. He just straight up moved out across the map. Dark realized and was like, hey, I think I can do something here. Dark got some insane... Like, these guys are... Another orbital's gonna die.
This map is also insanely easy not to get run by it on, because you just need the watchtower and you need a unit at the top. And that's it. There's no third path. So if he really wants to push the bottom, he should just put a banshee at the top, put a unit at the watchtower, or like a medevac there if you want, with units. And then this run by can never happen. So
he's gonna lose a 3rd orbital.
Yeah. Also not remaking the wall. If you move out, like, you need to have some precaution. Which just didn't happen here. Blinding Cloud here from Dark. He smells blood in the water. And he just keeps going at this point. Mars trying to rebuild his production. His entire main base is sacked at this point. He's basically a 2-base Terran. Yeah. Dark was very far behind.
He was dead.
And MARU... He came back with good moves, but it was also a throw. Like, it was a bit of both.
Why is he smiling? You saw that? He had a huge grin on his face. He can't believe it.
He usually smiles more when he loses, I have the feeling.
Yeah. Oh my god. Look how happy MARU looks losing. I can't believe it.
He did the Terrans a favor, because now there's no Terran in top 4. So they can whine again.
Yeah, but Katowice around the corner. This is not gonna fly.
It's not gonna fly.
That was... yeah, I'm confused. It felt like MARU had some interesting build picks, specifically the Hellbat attack, but we can forgive him that. But this last thing... I mean...
It was just a mistake, but you can't really blame him for attacking because you actually suggested it yourself.
No.
with
I'm
all
not
the
blaming
info.
him for the attack. I'm not
Right.
for the first attack. I'm blaming him, however, for the second attack. When you said, I don't think he's ever going to attack again, I agreed with that. I thought that was a good call. I thought the first attack was genius.
Genius. Okay.
Well, I liked it. I'm not going to pretend like I like the thought of attacking there. Yeah, we have an upgrade advantage. We have... Would I, in retrospect, maybe have taken the watchtower or said that there? Maybe. I didn't think of it in a moment. Neither did MARU. I'm not going to apologize for that. I think attacking there is natural. Now, not everything that's natural is good, but I don't know. I thought attacking there felt good. He was up in upgrades, better eco, better supply, and there was no creep. I mean, if there's going to be a timing to attack, that's it, right? Do you just need to have a second drop on the map and then life is okay, or what's...
On this map, you can cover the counterattack path super easily. I think you just need... He had enough tanks at home for the first run by that the first run by wasn't even that bad, right? What the hell is this commercial?
No,
Are you watching this?
No, I turned it off. This is the anime commercial. I don't quite understand what it's about. They have many different ones, though. Like, it's an entire anime. Now, wait, I can show it back to the boys. Like, this guy's sitting in bath. He has a... So, what I understood is that he has a book of spells, but he also likes mathematics. Because sometimes you see formulas fly around on the screen. See? You saw that? A couple of formulas there.
Right.
And then he can... But it's also Pokemon, a little bit. So, he shoots other people with math. He bores them to death. I don't know how he does it. That's Ghastly. He caught him earlier already. But I guess he came back. Or maybe it is the same commercial I saw yesterday.
It's a shiny Ghastly.
Yeah. See? Mathematical formulas. Oh, no, this is the same commercial I saw. And then this guy escapes out of the box again. Yeah, and eats him in the heart. And then a bigger dude comes out at some point. He's very calm at getting his heart eaten. But it has some Yu-Gi-Oh vibes, no?
Yeah, it has a lot of different anime vibes. Some Digimon as well. These guys seem to evolve a little bit. Oh, chess there as well. Chess in there.
Yeah, there's some chess. They're really trying to catch as many fan bases at the same time as possible.
All right. Well, it was a cool series.
Yeah, good series.
It was 4-3, which is close. The games themselves usually weren't that close, but the last one being a comeback kind of saved it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It saved the day a little bit there for me as well.
All right.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will be... When does it start?
12. It always starts at 12.
Okay, maybe I'll be there for the second series. Or I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. Just
watch the bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send bits in the chat and we'll see.
We'll see. Right. Thanks, buddy. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Freaking Lambo. What a guy. Good series with a disappointing final game. Yeah, I think that's the takeaway here, isn't it? That is the takeaway. Benny Fresh 68 with the 18-month resub. Just reminding you that I love you. Hope all is well. Yeah, buddy. All is well. Hope all is well for you as well. Thanks so much for the cash. Lots of donations today. It was nice. Is there anything else I need to address today? I don't think so, right? Did I miss anything? I think I caught basically everything. How do you assess Astrea as a what? As an opponent? Yeah, I'm playing Astrea tonight. For the people that are interested. I'll be playing against Astrea in the Basilisk Brain Bouts. Big Brain Bouts, I think it's called. Or Basilisk Brain Bouts. Big Basilisk Bouts. A best of 5 against Astrea tonight in... how many hours from now is that? 7-ish or so, I think. I pinned the wrong comment. Nice. Yeah, at 9 o'clock tonight, Central European time. So 6 hours and 10 minutes and 44 seconds. But it's going to be on Rotterdam's channel. So on twitch.tv/Rotterdam08. If you have definitive proof Terran is inbound, where do I send the evidence to? Go underneath the most recent IOTIS video, click the Google form, fill it in, and maybe we'll see you next week there, Benny Fresh. Maybe. Won't you be asleep by then? No, I'll stay up. I'm staying up late tonight. Gotta play some StarCraft. I think that's pretty much it, my dudes. It's been a pleasure as always. Will you stream it? No. I don't. This is a Rotti Sterney that he hosts. I shouldn't stream that. People should go watch his stuff. Will you win? I have a new thought in PvP. The new style, but it's not. It hasn't kicked off yet. I think it's good. I think I'm onto something, but it's still in the works, and I'm not sure if it is good yet. It's not how people currently play entirely. It's a little different, but we'll see. We'll see if it will work. I have my doubts. It's at least very safe. All right. What's your prediction for the game? I have no predictions. I'm gonna win. That's my prediction. Best of luck. Thank you. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. There's no one playing anymore. We're done for today. Tomorrow we're going to have herO versus Dark, and the winner of herO versus Dark, which I think is going to be herO, will be taking on Raynor. And then on Sunday, so if you want to skip tomorrow, on Sunday we'll have the grand finals between StarCraft and whoever wins between Raynor, herO, and Dark in the next 2 matches. That's going to be a best of 9. Tomorrow we're going to get 2 best of 7s. So same type of day as today. I hope it's going to be a little bit longer. Today we had a small 3 hours or so. But I had a good time, which is important. Good games today. Actually all around good games, which is cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Peace. See you tomorrow. StarCraft herO finals, it would be cool. I'm a Raynor fan, but I'm not a fan of ZVZ, so we'll see. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.